Mm-hmm.
I use the restroom real quick because you're before you go live.
Okay. Now we tweet. I did just Google tweet, that works. Hmm. Okay. That's so concerning. No, no. Here, there we go. I'm trying to type.
Alright, I'm back now.
I can hear my voice echoing off of you.
Oh, I know why. I'll fix that. It's because I'm using this thing to route my audio. Let me just, how do I get around that? How about now? Is it better?
Let's find out.
I think you have to talk to test that,
I
right?
know, yeah. It sounds fine.
Oh, wait, I can't hear you, so that's not working.
Oh shit.
God, it's all maybe this. How about now? Are you saying anything?
I am speaking, yes.
Fuck. All right, let me see. How do I fix this? Is because I have. How do I fix this? Because the reason why it's all started when I started routing the speakers for this KVM switch. So I got a sound mixer. Let's see what we got going on here. Inputs, output speakers, real tech. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
What if I did audio? What? Okay, say something.
I'm speaking?
All right. And do you hear an echo?
A little bit, yeah. I
Okay.
don't know if it's loud enough to actually pick up on stream though, because it's just popping up at the very bottom of the thing.
Okay. How about now?
Um oh wait. I don't think it's doing it.
Are you saying something?
I am speaking, yes. Damn.
Damn it. Okay, that didn't work.
Every
Uh,
time you fix it, you just can't hear it.
yeah, it's because it's the KVM switch. Um, hmm. I think. Let me see. KVM switch causes audio.
I should probably post this on the right account.
Let's see. Oh, microphone go Windows setting. Okay. These are caused by your audio actually cause Windows sound settings. And click play button. Oh, default device and okay, so let's try. Okay, so it says to fix this, go to Windows sound settings. Don't go, click playback tab. Okay, playback tab. Are you talking by the way?
I haven't been.
Okay, but I do hear you. And ensure whatever you're going to listen to Discord, it says both the default device and the default communication device. All right, I think I just did that. So is there an echo right now?
Where's OBS? Yes.
Damn it. Output devices. Input. Sound settings. Damn it.
I love technical difficulties.
Oh, I wonder if it's because technically the KVM switch means that both the mic and
I'm typing at the moment. Yeah. I'm not. Let's see. Is a little bit.
Was it better?
I'm not hearing it in the stream,
Yeah.
so I think it should be fine. It's fine.
I'm not.
Okay. So what I did was
Let's
I
see.
made those two discords on the sound
Is a
settings.
little bit.
Seems to fix them.
Whoa. Hang on a second. What the fuck did you do to your mic?
Watching stream right now.
Oh my god. You're very.
Why are you streaming now?
That's very. I can't understand anything you're saying. Oh, deafened. Sound.
I think it's still a little messed up.
So what happened?
Oh, is it better now?
A little bit. I can understand you at least.
Hmm. But am I coming in choppy still?
A little bit, yeah.
Huh. What did I fuck up? All I did was just turn off one of the discords.
Maybe you turned off the wrong Discord.
I guess. Let's see. Oh. Huh. So is it still happening now?
It still sounds the same, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go back and testing. I just had to change the gain on my microphone. I think I sound fine now.
Oh yeah, you sound good.
Hey, there's still no sound on your stream. You know that, right?
What?
I'm watching your stream. It's silent.
That's not... do you have the stream muted? Hold on.
No. Is it better? Yeah, your mouth isn't moving on the model either. Stream, you know that, right?
Oh, that's because my tracking... No, I can hear on my stream.
Oh, that's weird. Wait.
My tracking with VTube Studio is broken. That's why I don't like to use their tracking through their app on my phone. I prefer to use my phone's camera as a camera for it because it's really shit at tracking mouth movements. But yeah.
Oh, yeah, no. You're right. It does. It worked on my phone, so why is YouTube now muted? What the fuck is going on?
What did you do to your computer today?
I don't know. Oh, okay. Let's try. Okay. I got to work. Somehow messing with that changed the audio stuff on all of this. So now my Mozilla wasn't hooked up to go to any audio output.
Weird.
I hate Windows so much. I want to give Bill Gates a wedgie.
I don't think you can do that.
Generally, you can't do anything that would inconvenience a billionaire in America, no. Also, there's a reason I was very deluded with my wording and chose something that cannot possibly be considered a real threat.
What?
Yeah, wedgie does hurt. Have you ever get a wedgie?
No, that's not a real thing people do.
No, it is.
It was, maybe. Like,
Also, as someone
30
wants
years
to put
ago.
ketchup packets down the... I'm only 32, but I have had people put ketchup packets down the back of my pants, too. That sucked.
Wow.
Yeah. It's kind of like having... When someone gives you a wedgie, it's kind of like having, like, a rope run up the inside of your ass crack. It's not fun.
I don't think we had anything beyond,
Cyberbullying?
verbal harassment for bullying. Well, there was one kid.
One kid who got, like, actually got his ass beat?
Well, he didn't get beat up, but people tormented that poor guy.
Yeah, that shit ain't right.
Hello.
Hi.
Oh, hey, what's up, Jade? Oh, Jade, we're actually, like, on a stream right now. You should probably know that.
I can see the giant red circle under the general thing.
Yeah. I don't know, actually. Wait. One second. Oh, wait. I should clarify. When I mean streaming, I mean, like, we're on YouTube right now.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, okay. Did you move over the audio stuff, by the way? I let Jade know in a DM.
There we go.
Okay.
There.
I sent Jade a DM about it. Yeah, I hope she doesn't. She hasn't responded yet. I hope she doesn't take it the wrong way. It's just one of those things where, in hindsight, we probably shouldn't have done it in the big Discord with everybody
Yeah.
because.
I kind of forgot everyone else was there.
Yeah, it's nothing against Jade. It's just one of those things where it's like, oh wait, we were just gonna do this with us. Yeah. Anyway, so what are we talking about?
I don't remember what we were talking about.
Yeah, neither do I. Oh yeah, that fucking thing with Nintendo, by the way. I said I was
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
tell you about it. So they're gonna be doing Virtual Boy emulation now, right? On that like streaming service they have instead of like actually selling you games so you can own them. Did you see the fucking peripherals that's coming with the Virtual Boy thing?
I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, so the virtual, do you know what a Virtual Boy is?
Not really.
Yeah. So Nintendo tried to do a VR headset back in, back in like the 80s, and that was done with like red filters on shit,
Mm-hmm.
and it didn't really look super great, and it definitely gave people headaches. So instead of doing this on the 3DS, which would have actually been able to port Virtual Boy games and actually like work like a 3D thing, they decided to do it on a Switch. And so to do that, they have to now sell a $100 peripheral, so you can put your Switch into the fake VR headset that the Virtual Boy had. And you should click on that link when you got a second, because it had a little stand, by the way, because they didn't think of putting straps there. I don't know if maybe they're, yeah, so you actually have to put like a, oh my god, there was a April Fool's IGN joke about this thing in 2024, and they literally did it the next year. Holy shit.
That's awkward.
Because they literally make a little fucking stand, and you have to put your fucking, your head up onto it on the little pedestal and everything.
Oh, shit. Hold on. Oh my god.
I guess you could say that's them entering the VR thing.
I guess that's gonna be fucking expensive.
It's $100.
I just fell into a cave full of fucking mobs. Holy shit.
Mm. This is why you never do it straight down.
I wasn't digging straight down. I was digging in a straight line forward.
Oh, you got this happened to me in No Man's Sky yesterday.
What?
Just like you're cutting straight through, and then you end up not realizing that the ground underneath is too hollow, and you just fall right through.
Yeah.
That slime block. Wait, are you doing this on Zolar's? I mean, on the shared server?
Yeah, I'm on the realm.
Yeah, yeah. Probably shouldn't have said that name, should I?
It's fine.
Okay. Oh yeah, because you did say you're doing it on Bedrock, and let's be honest, I mean, did you even buy Bedrock, or did like someone buy it for you?
I think I've paid for Bedrock on 3 different occasions.
Well, I know I got Bedrock for free back in the day, because I think when it first came out, they gave it to everyone who had Java.
It
They gave
wasn't
Bedrock for free.
it wasn't when it first came out, but they did it a couple years ago, I think.
Yeah.
But
Oh, so like, wait a minute.
I had paid for my PC Bedrock before they did that.
Oh, I see. So they didn't give you a refund.
Of course not. I'd also paid
Oh,
for it
of
on
course.
2 different mobile devices, so. And I paid
God
for
forbid.
the Switch Bedrock too.
God fucking forbid they actually like do something to reward their loyal fans.
Right? Like maybe fix the glitches that have been in the games for like 6 years. You know, that would be a great reward. I'll take that over actual shit.
Hmm. But then they have to like actually, do programming. And you know how Microsoft is bragging that most of their programming is done by AI now, which is not something I'd brag about considering the
Are
quality
they
of their
really?
products. Yeah,
Holy
they
shit.
did do that.
They're fucking stupid.
Yeah, they really are. Oh, they have stone cutters now?
Yeah, they've had stonecutters for a long ass time.
Well, the stonecutters do a lot, I mean, who else keeps the Martians under wraps and all that?
I don't know what you're referencing, but the stonecutters are great because you lose blocks in some crafting recipes, and you don't with the stonecutter.
Yeah, I guess you would not have watched older Simpsons. That makes sense
I
given
haven't
your
watched
age.
any Simpsons.
Now that's a little bit more. I mean, then again, the Simpsons did suck when you were born.
It's also American cartoons my family did not approve of.
Really, the Simpsons, like that's like a cultural. By the time you were born, they were already a cultural touchstone.
Uh-huh.
And considering what your dad watches in the living room, I'm kind of surprised you'd have a content issue with The Simpsons, considering he watches ecchi anime in the living room on his child's account.
Hey.
Should I have not said that on stream?
Well, it's just technically he could see this.
Oh, 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 okay. Should have asked if that was off limits.
No, you're free to make fun of him. It's fine.
It was so. I mean, for the record, this all came up just because one day I'm like, Ox, why are you watching this weird anime about an elf thing? Like, that just popped up on your Discord and you had to explain the whole story to me.
Yeah.
Wait, he watches your streams?
He knows I stream. Watches my TikToks.
Oh, I see.
So my TikToks are a little weird. Mostly because they're made so that if my parents see them, I don't have to answer questions.
That seems so strange to me. It feels like someone who is so a relic of the past would be on YouTube more than TikTok.
He likes to doom scroll his conservative bullshit.
Oh. But you would think if he was conservative, he wouldn't want to be on the platform that, like, I mean, and by the way, I don't believe in like a lot of these conspiracy theory things, but like I know conservatives are really like, oh, but the Chinese government is spying on me. They're spying on us. They're going to create a social credit score from this.
TikTok is really popular with conservatives.
Really? I didn't know that.
It's disturbing.
You'd think, given everything, but with that, it probably wouldn't be. Huh. Well, so that's what I know, I suppose.
Yeah, if you interact with a post that reached the wrong audience, you'll end up on conservative TikTok, and it's really scary.
Well, I mean, I just don't even like algorithms. You get weirded out by all the weird measures I do, like the thing in my Mozilla Firefox that gets rid of thumbnails. You viscerally responded to that when you found
Yeah.
out I did
Do
that.
you realize how much time I've spent making thumbnails?
I don't want to be advertised to in any form. If I watch your content, it will be because I think it's good. I will not be drawn in by advertisements.
All I do for thumbnails is I put my model on there and an image from the stream and the name of the game. That's my thumbnails.
I do, but yeah, that's fair. But you know what other people do? They listen. Since day one of the thumbnail system, there have been bullshit excuses, such as putting a random image of tits at like the 30-second mark, so it shows up as as the thumbnail in the video. That was a common tactic. Around the time you were born, actually, a common tactic on YouTube.
God, I forget YouTube's older than me.
To be honest, Ox, and this might be giving away my age, but a lot of things are older than you.
That's crazy. You mean things exist for longer than 21 years?
I mean,
I
it depends
can't
how you
believe
wanna,
it.
Depends how you want to view it. There is philosophical theories that everything that you experience is just your brain's delusion to create a semblance of. I'm describing sophilism.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, I thought you just. Okay, so sophilism is the flawed philosophy that the entire universe exists in your own head. Now, it's a flawed philosophy because every sophilist has been proven wrong by dying.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, well, you believe the entire universe exists in your head, and now you're dead, so I guess it did it. Universe kept existing.
But what if they were right?
So,
And it's
yeah.
your head that it exists in.
Okay, listen, you don't need to be like that one dude in college who was this mega conservative libertarian dude that was his exact response. Actually, it's like, well, what if that was your brain trying to tell you what's really going on? And them dying is irrelevant because they were just a thought in your head to let you know what was going on. And I'm like, we don't live in Total Recall, okay? I'm not Arnold Schwarzenegger, and this isn't a twist ending. How do I use that reference? There's no way you've ever seen or heard of Total Recall.
Oh shit.
I was a little worried that Jade hasn't responded to that DM where I explained why we switched channels. I really hope she's not upset.
You good?
Are you good?
Oh.
This proves a delay. So I just got to the point where the oh shit probably happened.
Yeah.
Wonderful job. Wunderbar.
I forgot there's that much delay.
Oh, it's very noticeable when you're commenting. Because the comments don't have the delays, so you see those instantly.
Yeah.
And you do get a little twisted around because I'll be commenting about things 30 seconds ago.
Well, yeah, because my brain will like completely move on from a topic. And then there you are like 30 seconds later.
Mm. I mean, to be fair, that'd be true without the delay. I mean, literally yesterday, Iris is playing. I mean, someone is playing like Hitman, and like, I keep forgetting our friends don't want to be named on this thing.
You can name Iris. Iris also makes content.
I guess. I don't know. It just feels weird because I didn't ask their permission to name them. But, they were playing Hitman for both of us, and all of a sudden I'm just talking about fucking hot tubs and shit. Like, just going off. I'm like, hey, since you're in your own house, do you have a bathtub that's actually wide enough for you? Because I fucking hate having to scrunch my legs up. I do hate that shit. It feels like a kid getting washed in like a bucket with how small my bathtub is.
Are you like trying to lay down in it?
Yeah, well, you're supposed to lay down in a bathtub.
You're supposed to sit in the bathtub.
No. You're supposed to lay down in a
Have you
bathtub.
ever looked at a bathtub? No one is that fucking short.
I've seen it so much in media, though. You're supposed to be able to lay back in a bathtub. I see that
Those
all the
are
time.
rich people. Their
Well,
bathtubs cost
yeah.
as much as your house.
Well, the thing is, I kind of hope that if you had a house and didn't have an apartment, your bathtub would just be that big.
No. If I'm sitting up with like my back against the tub, I can mostly lay my legs flat.
I feel like they're supposed to be that big. I think it's just the world is broken.
What? Wow.
I don't think we're supposed to be sitting there like we live in Europe, which I will say European bathtubs are that small, and I definitely do see people sit in European bathtubs. So I do think that's a thing in European bathtubs, but I'm 99.9% sure American bathtubs were made for laying back in.
Not the ones we have.
Yeah, that part's true, yeah.
I would love a bathtub I could lay down in. I feel like at this point, just buy a hot tub. It's probably cheaper than a good bathtub. I have no idea how much a hot tub costs.
All right, Google. Hot tub costs. A hot tub The cheapest one I saw was $2,300.
Damn.
Even the inflatable ones are $1,000. That's Jesus. You know what I would buy? What I view as a $5,000 item, like a car or something like that. I know cars are more expensive than that.
Apparently, a bathtub the size you want, plus the cost to install it, can cost over $14,000.
I feel like that wasn't always the case.
Oh, absolutely not. But we live in capitalism, so everything has to cost as much as people are possibly willing to pay.
This is actually why there was. This is why brisket fell apart.
Brisket?
Like the meat product, brisket, and lobster too. Actually.
What do you mean?
Oh, that used to be cheap people food.
Oh.
That used to be the cheap meat that you would really make up nice because it was cheap and inexpensive. But then rich people got into it, and then they realized they could charge as much as they want. It does not cost that much.
No.
Brisket was not. Lobster was like the stuff that poor people used to eat.
It was.
But then rich people got into it, and the price inflated. That's why a lot of people freaked out when some rich people were getting into cereal for a little bit.
Oh no!
Because it was but thankfully that didn't go anywhere. Because one rich dude showed off that he put ice cubes in his bowl to improve the flavor of the cereal, which is bonkers. You can just fucking put the milk in the fridge.
That is insane. I'm very happy buying my $5 bag of off-brand Fruity Pebbles shit.
Oh yeah, same. Although I did actually buy brand name on accident today, but I wanted the ones with the dried fruit in them, and you can't get off-brand versions of those.
I don't.
Not raisins. It was freeze-dried strawberries.
Those are really good.
Oh, they're so nice. You gotta treat yourself sometimes, Plus, strawberries are good for you.
Yeah. I have a jar of dehydrated strawberries. I use them for tea.
There was an episode of The Amazing World of Gumball where they were talking about healthy food recently during the revival. This means nothing to you. You don't watch American TV, even though that's a really good show. But one of the jokes, and because they love to be satirical, is how all healthy food goes bad instantly, and I'm just thinking, well, yeah, because the trick is you're supposed to use the old methods of preserving them. You're not supposed to just buy them. You're supposed to preserve them.
And if nothing else, you can always freeze stuff.
You can. It doesn't work as well with vegetables, but you can always we were literally talking about making vegetable jam earlier.
Zucchini, squash freezes really well. What else? Squash, onions are Decent.
Wait, whoa. Why is it called Deep State?
What?
That box was called the Deep State just now.
That
It's gonna
says
take
deep
30 seconds.
slate. It's a
I'll
rock.
take your word. Okay, I'll take your word for it because this camera's 30 seconds delayed.
Don't worry, I've looked at it for quite some time for you to read. It should be fine.
Yeah. I'm just saying, I didn't know you were a member of one of those 3-letter organizations.
Fuck no.
Okay, it does say Deep Slate.
Yeah, that's just the name of this fucking rock. I need food.
I mean, I just ate. I made my own bread today.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, what's up? So, you did say do not make up fictitious names for your chat, and I had to stop myself just now.
What the fuck were you gonna
Even though
call
there's
them?
The kitty litter.
Not again! Stop calling them
Well, there's
cat
someone-
litter. Oh my god.
I mean, listen, you know, what else do you play with cats, right? Like what? What's a group of cats? It's a litter of cats. It's a litter of kittens. They're kitty litter.
You know, I was gonna argue with you that my brand is not a cat, and then I looked over at OBS.
Yeah, okay. First of all, we had this discussion. Your main model has cat ears. And today you're literally a cat. Like, actually, I know you don't do the VTuber lore shit, but do you know what I think they're called like a henge is?
I have no idea what that is.
It's, if I'm correct, maybe it's the wrong word for it. Because I'm getting this shit from Golden Sky Stories, which is something that would take too long to even explain what that is. But like an animal that takes human form,
Mm-hmm.
like a Japanese myth thing. That could be a thing for your, for your like whole shebang with the humanoid cat thing.
See, Ox does have lore. I just don't talk about it, like, ever.
Oh, what's your lore? Because okay, let's talk about what's your lore.
Oh god. It's
Nana.
It's literally really basic shit for my character to just exist.
Okay, don't be the shy fucking artist. Just fucking present your artwork. Don't be that guy. Just fucking show it.
So Ox is I'm gonna skip like half of it so it'll be short. But Ox is just a very normal apothecary, right? Except the people in their village don't understand that and think it's witchcraft, and so they label them as a witch. And they kind of just were like, fuck it, I'll be a fucking witch. And so now Ox is a witch. Where's VTube Studio? I don't have the original outfit on my this one. On my new model.
Did Infinity Nikki influence the choice to be a witch?
No, this existed before Infinity Nikki. This design and this lore has existed for over a year. Almost 2 years, actually, in December. Where's OBS? I can't see shit.
I mean, I can see it, and I can also see that your entire menu in VTuber.
It's fine. There's my hat. Yeah. And then I updated my model because I wanted shorter hair.
Is it fun doing this type of lore stuff? Like, 'cause I mean, you draw, so like, do you have to like think about it?
See, I like the lore things. I think they're really cool. But To me, if I wanted to actually do lore, I would have to do it right. Why am I this one? I'm supposed to be the cat today. I would have to do it right, and I can't animate for shit.
Okay, you know, you say that, right? And I get, you know, that you need to say that to yourself to spur making yourself better at stuff, right?
No, I've
But you
tried.
do have to. Okay, let me finish. But you do realize that your skill level is above like what the average person on the street can do, right? So you just have to, you know, just keep chugging away and you'll get better over time.
Yes, I could invest years into my fucking ability to animate. I animated, the only thing I've animated semi-successfully.
You know, I'm on a 30-second delay. Yeah, I was about to say. I mean, it's always something you can do. Like sometimes instead of playing Minecraft, you just like to spend like 30 minutes trying out some animations. You do a little bit here. What? Well, you know, you can start and stop this shit, you know? I just know with writing, like one of the ways to get yourself into the habit of writing is that you're supposed to like have a little like journal and every you try to spend like 30 minutes every so often just doing freedom of in fairness, those 100 words a minute may not exactly be that use. The point, I mean, I get what you're saying. There's immediate sign of what you're doing. I get it. I get it. I don't know. You have to talk to someone who's in this field. I just know that that's a trick you tell young writers to make them more comfortable with longer writing. I don't know about art.
See, that's the problem with like my art stuff. That's why it takes me so long to get stuff done because I don't, especially when I'm working, I don't have time and I don't have energy to devote hours at a time to work on stuff. It took me hang on. It took where's my ad? Um 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 fuck, what's it called? Image. Okay. Browse. Should be in my downloads. Schedule. Open. Okay. It took me like 3 weeks to make this artwork.
Hey, you gotta wait a little time on that to pop up.
I know. I hope that shows up okay on stream. I don't know what it looks like.
I'm just seeing your feet. Oh no.
There.
I mean, I guess if you want to get feet for free.
They're covered, it's fine.
Feet for free in this economy. Sorry. I mean, that looks nice.
This took me 3 weeks. It was a grand total of like collective. Hang on, where's my phone? I spent. I have to find the app because I drew it on my phone. Hold on.
Well, you do get faster over time the more you do stuff, I have to imagine.
I spent 20 hours total working on that over 3 weeks. Because I did not have a lot of time to just sit down and work on it. Like when I do have time, like I fucking
I'm noticing something on this, by the way.
Hmm?
That's a 1 p.m. for Minecraft, but I know I'm 1 hour ahead of you and all that, but you know, it feels like that time didn't really match up with when you went live.
What? No, we've been streaming for an hour and 40 minutes. I don't know what you're talking about. Definitely not just 40 minutes.
I definitely didn't just contribute to that by wasting 20 minutes having trouble getting my fucking mic to work.
Right. What was I looking for? Oh, yes, that's
Motivation.
what it was. Yeah, always. No, I was looking for Iris's model. How long did I spend on this?
I think, didn't we agree not to say because you felt embarrassed about that and you didn't want them to know?
I think I spent... Oh wait, didn't I tweet about it actually?
Or did you tweet about it? I just remember you saying, don't say this.
Well, in front of them.
They might watch this. They watch your VODs.
It's fine. Oh god, I have to scroll so far.
You know, in hindsight, though, I kind of fucked it up by mentioning it at all. I think I'm Dobby a little bit. Well, fuck it. I already made the reference. Get no fucking filter. Just constantly fucking putting my foot in my mouth.
I spent 27 hours over 3 days working on their model.
Yeah, this does remind me of a conversation that I had once with an artist. Because I was commissioning some artwork for that. I think I told you about Wild Hunt, one of the games I'm making. And I commissioned this artist, and she's like, "I'll do all that for $60." And I said, "No. Think about this for a second. There is no way you're going to get me 4 drawings within a time frame where that makes any sense to pay you only $60. I want you to tell me how long you think this is going to take, and you got to pick a reasonable hourly rate." And I'm like, "Oh, but I'm from South America, so from the difference in money, it'll be fine for me." Like, "No, I'm not playing that game. You're going to charge me more money. You're going to charge me a decent rate. I'm not taking advantage of you." But I'm still just in college. I'm like, "Stop trying to sell yourself out of more money. Just take the damn money."
Yeah.
I was mainly doing it because I'm just like, you're young, and I need to knock this out of you so you don't like sell yourself short in the future.
Yeah, it's as far as like actually selling art goes, it's a bit of a problem. The amount of, because so many people don't price their stuff very high at all.
And I think they actually did good work.
I'm seeing more and more like VTuber models that are going for like $30 to $50.
Why? Remember when I said that because I remember when I said if you need it because you were having a little bit of money thing going on, I said, well, you could always sell models because you do know how to make that. And you were like, no, no one would ever pay this. I'm like, listen, your models are at least at a level where someone paid this much. And you're like, no. Now I see what you mean. Because I know that at least with how they used to be priced, which I think is closer to what they should be priced, you would have made the number I gave you. But if some people are actually underselling themselves that badly, now I understand what you meant.
And I've seen some really impressive models go for really fucking cheap.
Yeah. Well, what they might be doing, and this is the unfortunate thing, because they still got to eat, so what they might be doing is conveyor belt. Like, in other words, they have a base rig and they're just customizing it. So in their mind, it's not as much work. So they can justify keeping it cheaper because they're just taking this base. And I mean, we play VR chat a lot, and that is how a lot of the stuff stays as cheap as it is for those 3D models that sometimes go for like 30. That the standard is 30, 40. The trick is usually that they're selling you a customized base model that they bought a license to, and they make the money back on volume. Because they only have to spend once on the license for all the parts, and then they just, mash them together at different times for the different models, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And even
Probably
then,
do very few. Oh, you go ahead.
for like 2D VTuber models, even then it's a lot of customizable models that go for really, really cheap. Like, I think the first one I got was $15. It's like a fully rigged VTuber model. But because it's a customizable model, it's they sell it for a lot less because it's not totally unique.
Yeah, I could see that. Because I guess something can be said about like how much extra you pay because you're also buying the license for the usage, but if it's a customizable model, it's technically not as valuable, I suppose.
I saw... Oh, I don't remember their name. There's an artist, and they're selling really pretty... I really like their art style. They're selling really pretty models, but they're only like... They're not completely unique, but they're only selling them for like $70.
You know, the problem is that on one hand that might be good for the consumer, but artists gotta eat too.
Yeah.
Like I was telling you about that about RoboCop and how there was that one scene that was funny where all the drug dealers are arguing about how a race to the bottom consistently harms everyone in the industry because they're making that joke about them talking about a little bit more than you'd expect, but it's like that's true. It's like this does hurt everyone when you do act like when you sell too cheap.
Yeah. And now,
You,
especially with AI, people think that art has no value.
yeah, well, the people who think that can go suck. I mean, wait, can I say that?
Go ahead, I don't like them.
People who think that can go suck a dick and die.
Yeah.
They can choke on cum. Like, art has value. It's probably one of the most valuable things we have because it's important for the soul.
Yeah, I see a lot of those people. They suck in general, and you don't want to sell to them anyway. But like, I see a lot of them. They'll take an image that looks good, and they'll run it through an AI to improve it, in quotes, and then just reply with that, saying that they fixed it. And it's really gross.
That actually reminds me of a conversation I once had. I think it was on Reddit, and it led to a lot of. It ended up being a controversial post because someone was talking about their own art. It was related to tabletop games, but because it was only for D&D. And I try to make this argument that even if you think your art is messy and it has all these issues, it's still better than anything the AI will spit out because all of those so-called mistakes are character. They're the result of your own ability. They're the result of a human being actually doing stuff. You know what I mean? Like it's real. Like it's a real person. There's a connection there. So even if it looks a little messy to you, it's actually more valuable. And there was surprising amount of back and forth. We were like, no, it's technically worse, so it's worse. I'm like, no. I'm saying no, but at least that has soul to it. That has character. That's a human. What you're calling mistakes are signs of a human being actually putting effort in, and not a soulless machine just duplicating whatever's being asked by just copying other people's stuff. I don't know. Well, what's the difference between that and inspiration? I'm like, I don't know how I can explain. Because the problem with that thought is that people seem to fall into this misnomer that the brain and the computer is the same thing, and I can't even begin to explain how they are not the same thing, and how different, like, you being inspired by somebody and a computer copying something is.
Yeah, I've seen, I guess it's coming from, like, an AI means they must be alive in some way, talking about how we shouldn't blame the AIs for their creators stealing art to train them, and it's kind of weird.
I don't blame AIs for anything because it's just a thoughtless robot. I mean, don't get me wrong, because this argument can get misconstrued, but I don't want to go into heavier topics. But technically, yes, I don't blame the AI for existing. I don't think the AI should exist, though.
Yeah.
Like, I'll go on to a more contentious topic, but I'll be very careful on how I word it. There may be a certain very relevant in the news topic relating about things that can hurt people, And it is true, the blame can't be put on an inanimate object, but I don't think the inanimate object should be proliferated as much as it's being proliferated.
Mm-hmm.
I'll stop there. I won't say anything more.
Yeah, apparently social medias don't like us talking about that.
Yeah.
But yeah. And you know, if the AI was actually sentient, like a human sentience, which I don't think is physically possible for us to create, but hypothetically if it was, I don't think I would like it very much still. I wouldn't want to upset it, but you know, I
don't think, well, first off, an alien intelligence is impossible for us to conceive. Like, that's just the reality of the world. Because something truly alien would require us experiencing it before we can imagine it. Because everything we actually imagine is based on what we see in the physical world. And, you know, we can get into topics about how the laws of physics may be a local phenomenon and all that. But when it comes to the topic of artificial intelligence, we don't know what an actual artificial intelligence would be like, because none exists.
Yeah.
I mean, or technically tons exist. Depends how you want to view it. Like, I mean, AIs in a video game are AI. But like an AGI, an artificial generative, like a full-on, like AGI are like the actual term that real AI experts, like not the people working on fucking ChatGPT. They actually hate ChatGPT. But people really trying to advance AI, like real AI, they call it AGI. And we can't imagine what that'd be like. But I also counter that we've been able to make intelligences all the time, like us. Like we can with biology, because as much as we might bemoan it, the human brain is the most advanced supercomputer we know that exists. And pretty much everything we've been trying to doing is just replicating it and failing. I mean, we're not even close. It took like what? Multiple supercomputers networking across multiple countries to simulate a rat brain's level of activity for less than 2 hours.
They did that?
So we're not even close. Yeah, they did that, but it happened about a few years ago. But that required like networking a lot of computers together, and they were barely able to get a rat brain simulated. And it wasn't perfect, but it was impressive. Like, I don't want to take it away from them. Those are the people actually trying to like make AGI. But that took a lot of effort, and it only accomplished that for like it can only accomplish that for 2 hours, and it was a rat brain, which is comparatively simplistic. And it was really just how can I put it? I don't know enough about AGI to talk about it to the level. I just know that some of them were like, listen, as is often the case when media reports on breakthroughs, a scientist comes in and who actually works on this and says, listen, you know, don't overinflate this. You know, we're not there yet. Because actual scientists hate when the media comes in and like, or big business comes in and like pretends that their finds are something bigger than they are. Because it usually makes it way harder to get grant money and, you know, do stuff. You know what I mean? I could ramble for hours about bullshit. That's what I am.
Yeah?
Oh, and posted by the way the art. I found the art that God, I really hope she does use she, her, and I'm not like misgendering her. But I did find the art. So this was the art I, you know, commissioned. Back in 2022, Jesus Christ, I really gotta fucking finish Wild Hunt. This was the same thing with Friendship, Effort, Victory. People are like, wow, you know, I mean, this is good and all, but this looks like a really older, powered by the Apocalypse style game, you know, like something that would have been made like shortly after it was released. And I'm like, yeah, I know. Strange how that is. It's almost like this game was like sitting on a fucking computer thing for a really long time. Because I'm too fucking slow on finishing my projects. Actually, how good are you in project finishing? Like for real deal project finishing.
What do you mean?
Like, let's say you're gonna like you do models, you do art, right? But do
Mhm.
you do like how would you say your timeline is? Like you said that takes you 27 hours, all that. But like, what's your completion ratio?
Like, how many things do I drop? Um,
Yeah, yeah. Let's start with that one.
a million. I start so many artworks that I never finish. I've never dropped a model. I always do those to completion. They just take a long time. But
Right.
um I drop a lot of artworks and sketches and stuff.
Yeah. Same. The problem is you get so many ideas because there's just while you're working on one project, you get so much inspiration, but you don't have the time to do it all.
Yeah. A lot of the time, because I I have a lot of not that mentally engaging tasks when I work. So I just kind of sit there and think all day. And
Yeah.
I get a lot of ideas while I'm working. And then I get home and I'm like, I'm fucking tired.
The ironic thing is when I used to work at a tax office during the off season, I'd just be warming a chair, so I'd like chug away at work at my desk. Because I just do it. I had my own office, so I just do it on my phone because it wasn't like I was doing anything else. During the off season, they really did just want me in case a client needed me, and I was like, well, there's nothing anyone needs me to, so I'm going to play on my phone. That's not to say I had it better though, because on the flip side is during the busy season, I was working over 100 hours.
Yikes.
Oh yeah, no one ever. Accountants are like the most. This is a brief aside. Accountants are like the most masochistic motherfuckers on the planet, and I've realized that I'm one of the few accountants who will call out on bullshit, like bullshit from clients and bullshit in working conditions.
Mm-hmm.
And most accounts will just put up with it, so they work in wild hours. And listen, I work. I get a lot of. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty damn good at what I do, but like I'll also be like, oh, you want me back? Like literally this week, I'm like, oh wait, you want me back? But that's 30 minutes. I want to get my full hour for lunch. Can't we just do extra 30 minutes so we get the full hour for lunch? And shocker, the boss was like, oh yeah, sure. I guess that's not a big deal. But I know so many people who'd be afraid to ask that because I just said well, I had to go back to my house to pick up this stuff because I wasn't expecting a meeting today. Shocker. Most but so many accountants would just be afraid to even. Oh no, you talked, you said that, but like, what if they like they fire you over them? Like, he's not gonna fucking fire me over that request. But I know so many accountants who have so little spine they won't do stuff like that, and it translates into the entire industry. It leads to so much bullshit. But yeah, no one gives a shit about accounting, and you hate when I jokingly try to teach you accounting, so I'll get off this topic.
That's because I don't like math.
I'll be honest, it's really more figuring out how to program Excel sheets than it is doing math. I mean, that's not true. You do need to know math because you have to be able to check your own stuff. And even though, yeah, I guess it is a lot of math because even though a lot of it is Excel sheets, you both have to understand how to make those formulas, which is math. And then you have to be able to look at those formulas and go, yeah, but that number don't make sense. I fucked up somewhere. That's not the right, that output couldn't possibly be correct. Because you have to be able to do the output in your head. Because the spreadsheet's just so you can do it in mass quickly, but you have to be able to understand what the formula means.
Mm-hmm.
When I was working in taxes, it was a lot more about law, and I hated it. Oh, I hate it so much. I hated it. Oh, I'm gonna get a little blue, but I hated a certain president's certain first term so much because everything he did just made it so shitty to work as a tax accountant.
Mm.
It honestly, there were times where it felt deliberate and targeted.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Okay, I'll get off the contentious topic. Don't Don't worry, your dad probably stopped watching by now.
Probably. Well, he's on a plane right now. I don't think he's watching.
He's probably now gone to watch the new season of Shield Hero.
Fortunately, when they're on the plane, it doesn't display on my profile.
I feel like that'd be a show he'd be into. I have
Shield
a
Hero?
strange
It is.
Yeah, yeah. I felt confident in saying that.
Yeah, he really likes he really likes Shield Hero.
Yeah. Okay. I have issues with Shield Hero, personally.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, Shield Hero. So there's this writer, YouTuber I like who haven't seen his videos in forever actually, but he would do stuff where it's like the joke is he's trying to teach you how to write by playing a fictitious bad writer who gives you bad advice, and so you do the opposite of what that guy says.
Mm-hmm.
And he usually uses that to satirize stuff. And there was one where he's like, you should definitely have your main character try to free slaves by buying slaves. That definitely makes sense. There's definitely he's definitely not economically supporting the very slave trade that are just going to take that money to get more slaves later.
I was watching like just a normal show. And then like halfway through the season, they just they buy up like this entire group of slaves and educate them.
There is the thing is, I guess it's not just Shield Hero that did that. Do you think it's because there wasn't a slave trade in Japan that they just don't realize why that's such a so it's not like this culturally thing where it's like the second you do that you even become a fucking slave owner and that's morally repugnant? Like I don't know.
I don't know the way like they addressed it.
Okay.
In the one I was watching, they addressed it and they're like they understood that they were supporting the slave trade, but they wanted to help those people more than that bothered them.
You know, they could have just John Browned it. If you know who John Brown was, I don't know if you do.
I don't know.
John Brown was a person who tried to leave a slave revolt in the United States. Didn't go. I think he did kill a few plantation owners.
Nice.
But I forget. But it's a thing. You could just do that. You could just kill a plantation owner. There's nothing morally wrong with killing a slave owner.
You know, I'm pretty sure they didn't actually free them in that anime either. I think the whole point was to make them more valuable so they would be treated better.
Oh, God. Fuck hell.
I wish I could remember what the name of that show was.
Yeah, I'm not gonna watch it. You don't have to tell. I'm not watching it, so you don't gotta tell me the show.
I wish I could remember. Just because I want to make sure I didn't dream this shit. Because it doesn't sound real.
For mixed race, and I'm just gonna say, like, I've definitely seen people from privilege think that they're doing something good by people who don't have that. I'm just trying to be as broad as possible in my wording here because it has been as broad as that, and just not realizing they're describing the most heinous shit and most insulting shit possible.
Yeah.
But they'll just look at and they'll get angry if you point it out. Like, what? What do you mean? No, there's a good thing. I'm like, no, it's not. As someone who would be on the receiving end of this is not. I mean, I'm half Hispanic. I'm not black, but like, this has come up for other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I told you about a dude in college who unironically called me one of the good ones, and I'm like, "How about you go fuck yourself?"
Yeah, that's
It really, I telling you, he really did say that when I complained about how he talked about Mexicans. I'm not Mexican, I'm Puerto Rican, but I was like, hey, that's a little fucked up. You shouldn't talk like that. He's like, don't worry, the Puerto Ricans are the good ones. I'm like, how about you fuck off?
that's insane.
Oh, it's very sane, so to speak. It's just very hateful. Plus, never buy into that bullshit either. The whole, oh no. We just hate this one thing. You're fine. Like, oh yeah, sure. So first off, I'm not okay with another group of people getting hurt. But secondly, I know you're gonna fucking stab me in the back the second you deal with that group.
Right?
That's stupid.
People like that are just gross.
Yeah, he didn't shower a lot. That's for sure. Anyway, on to the heavy topics. You brought up dreams, and I made a skeet about this earlier.
Hmm.
But this is the second time I've had a dream where I'm reimagining the fucking 1999 Godzilla film, but better. And I don't know why. I don't even like that movie, but it is the second time I've had a dream where I'm in that movie and I'm imagining a better version of that film. And I
Interesting.
think yeah, this time the Godzilla came from the iguana Godzilla. If you've never seen the 99 version, he looks like an iguana. But the fans call him Zilla because they took the god out of Godzilla. It's a long thing. Also, Gino, Godzilla in name only, but that's really fallen out of favor. This time, he comes from a Skull Island kind of scenario. He's like an extinct dinosaur species that got mutated, kind of like in Godzilla versus King Ghidorah, where it's a Godzillasaurus that gets mutated by the atomic bomb.
Sure.
And they go to the island and have to deal with that and other monsters. So it's really more of a remake of King Kong, but Kong Skull Island was a good movie, so it works. I gotta get you into fucking like tokusatsu and kaiju stuff.
I have seen one thing about kaiju.
Oh yeah, what's that?
It's an anime.
I mean, that's fine. It's not really tokusatsu, but yeah, go ahead.
No. I'm hang on. I fell in a cave. Oh my god. I have seen the only reason I know what kaiju means is because I have seen a single anime.
Yeah, what was that?
Fucking kaiju number 8, I think.
Oh, okay. I saw you fall in the cave now. I mean, kaiju. Wait, that's a pretty recent work, though.
That is a recent one. That's why I've seen it.
Hmm.
You know
I
how
mean,
my
kaiju.
watching habits are.
I just find that's kind of surprising because the phrase kaiju is entered the English lexicon so much. I saw Invincible refer to a giant sea monster as a kaiju. Like the American government agency was saying they were being attacked by a kaiju. Like it's just entered our lexicon at this point.
It hasn't.
What?
It really just hasn't.
At least to some degree. I think people know what a kaiju is.
Not
It's a
in
giant
general.
monster, but yeah, well, it's just a giant monster, but just one nice, easy to remember word for it. Plus, it's got a good mouthfeel. Like it's fun to say kaiju. It's got a rhythm to it. It works. Plus, people like Godzilla. Mind you, how to like Godzilla has changed over the years, but it's always been popular with the kids, and I was a kid. Thanks to the funny thing is, even though I'm not a fan of the 1999 Godzilla movie, but I would say I'm not a hater of that film. Just to be clear, I'm not one of those people who think this is some great sin. I just think it's an okay monster movie, but I think it was a really bad Godzilla movie. I think it's fine as a monster movie, though. But the thing is, like, the funny thing is, the only reason I'm so into that is because of that film. Because TriStar afterwards had the Godzilla license and didn't know what to do with it, so they just started airing the Heisei era Godzilla films on like repeat on television. I swear to God, I rewatched. Me and my brother rewatched those movies so many times. Godzilla, except for Godzilla. The funny thing is Godzilla 1984, and technically Godzilla 1985, which is the very shitty world cinema American version that no one likes. Um, was not part of the TriStar deal. So we basically were watching this like it's funny because people are always like, well, you got to start at the beginning. How am I supposed to start a series at the beginning? And like when I was a kid, I was like, the first part of that saga they didn't have the license to, so they never re-aired that movie. It's just started like midway through the canon, and it's just like Godzilla exists is all you really need to know, and he's attacking Tokyo again.
Wow.
Like I didn't see Godzilla 1984 until like 2014, I think, actually, when it was finally re-released in America. Didn't need it though. Films worked on their own. But anyway, that's why I got into that stuff. Maybe that's the ones I should show you. Godzilla Mothra, The Battle for Earth's a good one. They also used to have these all over Blockbuster because TriStar did a re-release of all those.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure you were born after Blockbuster went out of business, though.
I vaguely know what it is.
It wasn't as I don't understand the nostalgia for it, to be completely honest. There is a nostalgia for it. It showed up in that Captain Marvel movie a little bit and a few other stuff. I don't understand the nostalgia for it so much. I think it's more nostalgia for just uh, structure, if that makes sense.
Uh-huh.
Because whenever, no, you go ahead.
No?
Well, when people talk about it, it seems more like the structure of oh, well, Friday's the day I go and rent some movies and I watch them with friends. It was a structure thing.
Hmm.
And I think it's just people being at a different point of their lives now where that structure isn't there anymore and they miss it. But like, it's not Blockbuster didn't give you that structure. You can get that structure back right now if you wanted. You just have to accept that you would lose whatever brought you to this point in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Like, technically I could go back to staying up till fucking 4 a.m. and drinking and doing illicit substances and go back to my 20s. I just have to accept the consequences of that decision.
That might kill you. I think that might just kill you.
I'm not that old. I could physically afford it. But I had to accept that my acid reflux would get bad. I would
Yeah, like I said,
do
it'll just
poorly.
kill you.
You can survive acid reflux, though it could give you cancer later on in age.
Yeah, because
Um,
cancer comes from the fucking regenerating cells regenerating wrong.
that's correct. That's correct. Yeah, that's what the doctor actually, because I heard some bad things about the medicine she gave me, and she basically said, listen, these are the side effects of the medicine, but cancer is the side effect of not taking the medicine. So I know what the side effects are, but do you want cancer? I'm like, okay, fair enough.
That's why the things that cause cancer usually cause a lot of other shit.
Yeah. But what was I going with that? But still, I could physically do it. It's just that I would start fucking up at work. I wouldn't be able to do as well in my career. It might strain my relationship with my girlfriend. There's a lot of things that doing these things, I just would have to accept the consequences. But you can always go back to it. It's nothing. Technically, if you're willing to accept those consequences, there's no reason you can't do it. I mean, like, if you think about it, cancer is just a consequence. I mean, if you're willing to accept that consequence, you can do the thing. A lot of cigarette smokers make that decision. It's just kind of a bad decision by most people's viewpoint. You know what I mean?
I mean, I wouldn't say cancer is always a consequence.
Yeah, it's true. You could lose the genetic lottery. That's true.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Consequence of being born.
Maybe
I
consequence of your family's decisions. But yeah. Yeah.
Did I say something that made you uncomfortable?
It's just
Yeah, I could say it.
I
If you
did
think I was
not
being an
do well for my genetic chances.
oh, I didn't know. All right. I'm sorry, I
It's
didn't know
fine.
that. No, I gotcha. Listen, it had. I guess maybe my viewpoint is influenced by the fact that all of my family's experiences with cancer have been as a result of cigarette smoke.
Mm,
That's why I don't. That's why I don't smoke. Even when I did those certain illicit substances, I would only do them in a way that would not require consuming smoke. That's why I'm really against cigarettes because grandmother got it, and it's a whole thing.
yeah. Aside from my dad, everyone on that side of the family has had cancer.
Oh, well, you're getting regularly screened though, right?
I haven't been screened for shit.
Maybe you might want to you may want to. I'll just say you may want to reconsider that.
See, that requires money and good insurance. And I work 4 hours a day in a kitchen.
I can teach you accounting, and we could try the accounts receivable gig again.
Oh my god, I'll take my chances.
So, as we discussed last time, the accounting formula is
No.
assets equals liabilities
Where's
plus
the
owner's
button?
equity.
Where's the button?
Okay.
You know, the last time you did that, I considered just timing you out because I couldn't figure out where the kick button was.
I. You know, the thing is, I'd be a little annoyed, but I'd probably be laughing too hard to care.
Well, I would have only done it for like a minute.
You know, the thing is, I'm the younger sibling, so I would probably just laugh. Because I said this yesterday, I think, actually. The younger sibling likes pissing off. Even though I am, like, literally 10 years your senior, the behavior never really goes away.
Mm-hmm.
There's a frill that you learn where you're the younger sibling of just pissing off well, the older wouldn't be the right word here, but I guess the one who's being more stuffy and fuddy-duddy.
Oh shit.
No, when I was in the Boy Scouts, I sure as hell paid the price for that, including once getting grabbed by one of my arms and one of my legs, spun around and thrown into a cot.
Damn.
Well, there's a lot of things happen there. There's a lot of violence there because you can't put a bunch of people going through mare puberty in without supervision, without weird shit like that happening. Though that guy was drunk and was an adult. Who threw me.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Well, he was one of the guys who had just what's the word? Just made Eagle. And he was drinking with the adults, and I apparently pissed him off, and he thought that, so he just tossed me like a rag doll. But to my credit, I kept fucking mouthing off and threatening to. I was like 11, but I still mouthed. I fucking didn't take it standing down. I still fucking. He walked away after that because but I still fucking mouthed off and tried to fucking start shit after that. So great to me, I didn't take it lying down. Just not much an 11-year-old can do to an 18-year-old.
Yeah, I could never do that. Granted, I was always raised around the you will not be able to stop people stronger than you.
Oh, I had no chance. I just was very pissed off, and I'm not afraid to. I don't know. If they already have resorted to physical violence, I mean, I guess the only option is to engage at that level.
I think this is a socialization difference here. Because it's very much, for me, it was very much a do everything you can to de-escalate.
I mean, that's probably smarter than what I do.
Except for my dad. He taught me a lot of weird ways to kill people. But that's like emergency situation shit.
You know, actually, find out my dad never taught me anything like that. My dad said one time when I asked him to teach me how to fight was, "You've kept your nose clean in many situations, and frankly, you're better off just doing that." He once tried to teach me how to fire a gun, but then he got really pissed because I accidentally pointed the gun at myself, and then he wouldn't teach me how to use it after that.
That's a good reason to be mad, actually. But yeah, no, my dad wasn't worried about me getting in fights.
Hmm. I do, for the record, I do know how to use a gun because the Boy Scouts taught me how to use a rifle.
Yeah.
But I don't know how to use a handgun. My dad didn't want to teach me after that point.
Yeah, if you're gonna point it at yourself, it's probably not a good idea.
Yeah, no, I mean, I guess in my defense, 14, but still.
I think a 14-year-old should be old enough to know not to point a gun at themselves.
I mean, if you look at how many accidental deaths occur with 14-year-olds and guns,
see,
the statistics say otherwise.
I think this is because these kids were never around them and just found them, like, in the house and didn't know what the fuck to do with it.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's why he was trying to teach me how to use one.
Yeah, but it's such a thing that you don't... If you fuck around, you're gonna find out by fucking dying, you know?
I think it was actually more my autism making me want to look at the entire object. To be completely honest with you. It was more me just it wasn't like I pointed at myself as a joke. It was more me looking around the entire thing, like as if it was in 3-dimensional space. And he got mad and he was like, "Why'd you do that?" I was like, "Well, you said it was unloaded." He's like, "You never treat it like it's unloaded."
Yeah.
So I wasn't you said it was unloaded. He's like, "I think it's unloaded. And I'm probably unloaded, but I could have left one in the chamber. You don't know. You shouldn't take my word for it." And then it turned into a whole thing. And then he just didn't want to do anything after that point.
I mean, he's right.
I know he's right.
It sucks, but he's right.
I know he's right.
Like, I don't... For years, I haven't liked guns. My dad loves them. He likes to collect them. But I never liked them. I don't think any civilian needs, especially like the fucking automatic weapons. No normal civilian needs that shit. I don't think people need that. I guess if it makes people feel better, just something that they can use to protect themselves is fine. Especially since it's legal and whatever. It's not my house.
I've always found, personally, I've always found the whole "I need it for protections" thing kind of funny because when you, so my, I don't know if I want to say this part because this is something that I don't like is a factor, but I do have a lot of family members related to a certain part of government, and so I've seen a lot of statistical stuff and stories and stuff, and one thing is that most of the time people try to use guns for home defense, they accidentally kill a person in their own house.
Yeah. Again,
Either
I don't
because they misidentify someone, or because they fire something with more firepower than they really needed and it hit someone through the wall.
Ooh. Yeah.
Yeah, that happens a lot.
Yeah, especially the walls we have here in the States. Yeah.
Because people, as one thing my dad did say is if I ever needed one, just get a low power handgun, because all you need, you don't want to kill someone, you just want to wound them anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't want to get something too high power, and then you kill someone, especially if it wasn't the person actually breaking into your house.
It's mostly there to intimidate. That's mostly what you want it for. If someone did break into your house. Hopefully you wouldn't actually have to shoot them. It's mostly just to scare them. But
you also probably shouldn't, at least not in New York, because like...
Oh, we have stand your ground here.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of valid rules we have here. You know, things like, I know you can't shoot someone in the back or on the ground.
Yeah, that applies to stand your ground too.
Oh, does it? Okay.
Yeah. It's still, It's you can't shoot someone who is running away or who has like surrendered or stuff like that because they are no longer a threat.
Okay, so I think the laws are actually mostly similar then.
Yeah. Um but like just in general, like my cousin, right? He was raised around guns his whole life. He was around them. He'd been hunting his whole life. He was in the military until he got injured. Um he got home and he was showing off to some friends. You know that spinny thing
Oh
people like to
God.
do with the guns, like they do in like the old
No.
movies?
Yeah, I know you were doing gun tricks. I know what you're talking about. Though you shouldn't
Yeah.
actually do that because the whole point about that is you're trying to show that you won't actually hit the trigger. But if you don't know what you're doing,
Well, he knew
what
what
do
he
you
was
kill?
doing. He didn't hit the trigger. It was because of the momentum from spinning it. He didn't even hit the trigger.
Uh,
But um it fired into his abdomen.
did he survive?
He was dead before the ambulance got there. Um and there was nothing anyone could have done at that point because it hit organs and shit. But people are so reckless. Even when they've been trained with it, people are so reckless with something that is entirely capable of killing you.
Not just capable, but designed for the single and sole purpose of doing so.
Yeah.
That's
And
that's that's sorry about that.
and it's just I don't get why people want them so badly. Like I get if
It's
you're
uh
scared,
it's
but there's other ways to
it's a
protect yourself.
I mean, I wish you could say it's protection, but I'm gonna be honest, it's all culture at this point.
It
It's
is.
like people who want trucks and want this. It's all about a cultural signifier.
Yeah.
It's essentially, to God, I'm so sorry about that. Um, it's essentially just like trying to signal to other people that you're part of this group by showing that you buy and use this type of stuff.
Mhm. Yeah, it's just it's so unnecessary.
Yeah,
And people act like it's the like we're all gonna immediately die the second they add some fucking required background checks or something.
yeah, I'm just gonna say this: other countries don't allow people to have guns,
Yeah,
and they have lower instances of violence than we
yeah.
do. Like,
Oh my
it's
god,
it's
like
really the opposite.
my dad's argument, right, is that
Mhm.
he needs guns because there are criminals who bring the guns into the country, and because they are bringing illegal guns into the country, us not having guns is not going to fix that problem.
Okay, so it's actually the opposite. A lot of people get guns into other countries by using America's guns because we proliferate them so freely that a lot of times it's really the other way around.
Thank you.
It's There's no reason to smuggle guns into America. There really isn't. You
You
can
can
get them
buy
so
guns at
easily.
Walmart. They don't need to be smuggled.
It's really the other way around. Most criminals get their guns from American markets, and most criminals in countries neighboring the United well, there's only two countries that neighbor the United States, get them from the US.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't even begin to say it's really the opposite.
Yeah. And also, my dad acts like these people are gonna come to the house and shoot him for some reason. They're not gonna do that. We live in the middle of fucking nowhere, and we're not involved in any drug shit. They have no reason to come here.
I mean, to quote my dad, who this was the thing I was trying to avoid saying, but I'll just say it. So my dad's a cop, so to quote my dad on a lot of these things, is most people who break into your home have no goal of doing violence. They're just going to rob you, and the second anything pops up that makes it seem like this might have an added consequence, they're just going to run. Like 9 times out of 10, that's all that's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Because most break-ins are just petty theft.
Mm-hmm. Also, people don't break in around here. It just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Like, in this town, we don't have to worry about shit being stolen.
I mean, most people everywhere don't. Like, this is in the 1980s. And this ain't 1980s New York. Most people aren't dealing with that kind of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, the real place you gotta be worried about. Oh, okay, wait. We've already gone this dark with what was supposed to be Minecraft scene, anyways. Honestly, I'd be more afraid of sending my kids to school nowadays than anything else because there seems to be more gun violence there than anywhere else.
Oh my god. I'm so glad I'm out of schools and absolutely terrified for the people that are still there.
We didn't respond the way we should have to Columbine. And because of that, not only did we allow more instances to occur, we made it a cultural thing that it was normal and acceptable that these things occur at all. And so the problem is just metastasis until, and I say until we do something about it, but like I've been around long enough to say that you're saving this spot, aren't you? Deleting the spot, aren't you? But like, until we fucking like, the chances of us ever as a nation doing something about it feels so far fetched at this point. There's so many things have happened where we were like, well, finally we can do something about this because this is just beyond the pale. And I've seen so many of those events, and then it's just like, oh no, people love guns more than they love their family, and they'll gladly let like people they love die to gun violence rather than actually accept that we may have a problem.
Yeah. It's something.
It's almost funny. We requested Jay just to be like, oh hey, since we want to be careful like what we say on stream, and we already have something set up, we just kind of wanted to be between us, and then we got into this.
I mean, it's not unusual.
No, this is what I guess. This is why though I like. Oh, yeah, that's true. It's relevant to the discourse right now. What's going on? I guess.
That's true.
This is why I like talking to you though. Like, not because we agree on everything. We don't actually. But we can be chill and talk about a lot of these things.
Well, yeah, because the problem with people who get into like actual arguments when talking about this shit is because it's the fucking god, literally, it's the people who just genuinely want to make you miserable.
Well, misery loves company, and I think deep down everyone knows the world's broken. I'll be honest. I've said this to you before, and I think people have given up on the belief they can make the world a better place because we've been lied to. Some like you're younger, but I've lived long enough to see multiple people come in and promise that things will get better, and then it just gets worse. But I think some people have given up hope, and instead of trying to make things better, they've decided to wallow in misery and make others miserable too. Because the power they get over other people makes them feel better.
That's just sad.
It is.
Kind of pathetic. I don't like that logic.
I never said it was good logic. I'm just saying it's a feeling I have because it's just from stuff I've seen over the years. It's the oh, if I'm going down, I'm going to pull you down with me kind of thing. And I'll be honest. I'll be completely honest. There was a point where when I lost my job in 2016, I became a miserable person, and I would make other people miserable around me because I was just so depressed. So I kind of also know from personal experience. It wasn't like that though. I still have the same. If anything, I became more staunch in my political opinions I've expressed to you during that period of time. So it wasn't like that, but it was just like I became miserable to be around. because I just let myself fall into a dark place, and this sort of manifested as one. Like I was like Frodo Dostoevsky. I was just making everyone else around me miserable too. So Fyodor Dostoevsky was like a Russian author who wrote like a lot of very famous books, but like a lot of them are also about his depression and how he made other people unhappy and shit.
Right.
Yeah. What was the big book he wrote? I'm trying to remember. I only read one of his books. It was a good one though. It was, which one was it? The Double Corvo. Which one? Mission Messenger. Well, these names are jumping out to me. Oh well. It's probably because this is being translated from Russian.
Oh yeah, Mindy, my sword.
Oh really? What?
I don't know.
Didn't you literally? Maybe, you know, I mean, didn't you spend all that time getting levels so you can get stuff on there? Just all that time at work, just letting it run? What happened to those levels?
They went into getting enchants on everything else.
No, I'm making a joke about how you did that and then you fucking fell and died because of the bedrock glitch.
Ah, yes. That.
Because I was there when you were screaming about that.
Yeah. I wasn't very happy.
No, I mean, you don't scream. I've never heard you actually raise your voice.
That's... I don't like...
But you do.
I just, in general, don't like being angry. If I actually get angry, I will start crying.
Yeah, you don't raise your voice. It comes off more like... It's hard to describe. Like, you do raise your voice a little, but, like, it's more... Yeah, crying is a good way of putting it. It does sound more like a cry.
I just, in general, don't know what to do with my emotions most of the time. If I feel strong emotions, I end up crying in general. I love rural America and our views on mental health. And teaching children how to process emotions. It's great. But yeah, even fucking, like, Iris, I told Iris about something that was making me anxious, and they were like, it's fine, and I wanted to fucking cry. I don't do well with emotions.
You ever... I feel like we've had this conversation, but I've said this to you many times. I have the memory of a goldfish. Have you ever talked to a therapist?
I did. I talked to a therapist
About this?
my anxiety, for a while.
Was that also that... Wait, no, I'm trying to remember this now. Was that the therapist who also tried to convince you that you weren't non-binary, or is that...
I did not
someone
talk
else?
to a therapist about that.
Oh, I see.
I had a therapist, once tell me... It was the same therapist. Once tell me that, despite having many symptoms, she will not diagnose me for autism.
Oh, okay.
Because it would make my life harder. That's... yeah.
Wait, should I not have said that thing I just said 2 minutes ago?
Which one?
Never mind, I'll send you a text later. Since your parents are watching this.
Oh, I updated my shit. If they figure it out, they can have their own little breakdown.
Okay, good. Wait, what? They refused to give you an autism diagnosis?
Yeah.
But you... Oh, right, because they said to make your life harder. I remember this conversation now. Because you clearly have autism.
Do I?
Yeah, probably.
Wait, what?
Probably in the higher end spectrum of autism, yeah.
Wait, what do you mean clearly?
You know, it's not normal to be so overwhelmed by outside stimuli that you can't go out regularly because it's too overwhelming. And you know what that's very indicative of is autism. Like literally, like there's many different ways autism can manifest, but not being able to handle your sensory inputs that it causes you anxiousness and makes you stay reclused in your home is like literally one of the most textbook examples of it.
Is it really?
Like,
Is that
yes.
not just a result of my anxiety?
I mean, it could be a result of anxiety, admittedly, but if it's specifically the sensory inputs, that's very likely autism.
Wow. Damn.
I mean, I have it too. It's just that when I was at a very young age, I was given treatment for it to make me feel more comfortable through mild exposures to make me feel more comfortable in. That's
Wait.
why my friend. Sorry.
Do you mean like proper treatment?
No, it was not. It was not like bad treatment. No, it wasn't. I don't think it was. I hope not. I was diagnosed and they started doing stuff.
Damn.
It's also why I know for a fact that it's why I also think I had ADHD in hindsight, because one of the things they would do, because I only recently got diagnosed with that.
Mm-hmm.
But when I was a kid, what they used to do is put this little cap on my head and say, okay, stare at this dot for the next 30 minutes. And I'm like, okay. Like, we're going to monitor your eyes to see where your eyes are going. And they would do that like once a week. And now that I'm thinking about it, that was probably because of like being hyperactive and not being able to focus on stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm just gonna check to make sure I'm not wrong. I'm like 99% sure. Sensory overload is like a really common thing for autism.
I just never thought about that.
I'll send you a picture. I hope it wasn't. Well, no one hit me, so I'll say it wasn't that kind. But I know what you're talking about. Because all the time they just try to teach you how to mask. I know what you're talking about.
Well, my dad's solution for my problems was yelling at me until I stopped.
No, they didn't do that. That's just trying to make you mask. There's more things where. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, no, I was just gonna say, because my dad would do that, so now, I don't react well when people raise their voice at me.
Yeah, that's why you don't do that. It also helped that my school perhaps incorrectly misinterpreted some of my irritability and stuff like that as like anger control issues and maybe take anger management, because that did actually help a little.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it helped me deal with the irritability that I would generate in a way where I'd be like, okay, you know, that's not good.
Well, if it helped, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I felt so bad. Like a couple days ago, someone raised their voice because I was annoying them, and I just completely fucking shut down.
Is that why you left? Is that why you left Spook 'em Up?
No.
Oh, okay. So you said you felt really ashamed of why you left that, so I thought maybe that was it. Oh, okay.
No, but that's part of why I shut down the way I did, because I was already in a shit emotional state.
Oh, I didn't know.
It's so fucking annoying. It happens like twice a month. I'll get really fucking oversensitive to shit for no goddamn reason. And
it's okay. What? Does it coincide with anything? Like, if you like,
yes,
is it like?
I know,
you say
that's
it's twice
the problem, right? Because I know what it is. It is tied to my cycle. It's because there's different fucking stages in your cycle, right?
Oh, thank God you said it first.
It's fine. Two of the stages, caused me to get really fucking sensitive emotionally, and it pisses me off. Like, with myself. Because not only do I have to deal with this emotional state, because I know that's what's causing it. Oh, fuck. Okay. Because I know that's what's causing it, right? It's... How do I explain? I feel bad because it affects the way I interact with other people. And there's also a layer of dysphoria with it, because that's what's causing it. And it's very frustrating.
Well, I don't know how to help with the dysphoria angle, to tell you the truth, because not really sure how to broach that.
Yeah, there's not a good solution for that one.
Yeah. But what I would say for the how you affect other people thing is, like, I mean, because the problem is the solution for that would only make the dysphoria worse. Because I was going to say, like, most people would understand if you said it was cycle issues.
See, but people get really fucking weird when you talk about that. Because nobody wants to know.
I don't know why people are such pussies about that. I mean, it's just natural thing.
I don't get it. It doesn't bother me so much to talk about it, especially when it's like trying to explain stuff. But people get really, really fucking weird when you try to talk about it.
I mean, people gotta fucking stop being wussies about it. Like, I don't know what else to say. It's like, what's the big deal? Like, okay, this happens. You know, you also pee and poop. Like, it's just a thing.
Right?
You know, you pee, you poop, you eat, sometimes you bleed. It's like, it's whatever. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said it like that.
Well, it's so much, for me, it's so much more than just the period, right? Because it's... Oh god, fuck. I need to Google the names of this shit.
No, I get it. There's other parts of it that I literally never knew that was a thing, and you're explaining it to me right now, and it has an effect on you.
Yeah.
That is new information to me. I did not know that, but you know, I'm just absorbing it here.
That's... Okay, found it. Yeah, that's what's so frustrating, because this isn't a thing that happens once a month. This is... This is a constant thing that affects you. It affects everyone differently, but it is constantly happening all of the time. Let's see, what is the stages named? Menstruation, follicular, ovulation, and luteal.
Oh, right, because right.
Because it's doing different things.
Yeah, you're saying like when the egg actually attaches to the uteral wall also has a different effect for you?
Well, so they do different things, and it changes your hormone levels in each stage.
Yeah.
And because of that, it affects your emotions, because your hormones are fucking stupid. But yes,
let's see.
The first and the third stages are the ones that fuck with my head. And it's very frustrating. Although, funnily, I guess it makes sense, because when you're menstruating, that's the highest point for testosterone, and ovulation is the highest point for estrogen. So I guess that makes sense that those are the ones that affect my emotions the most. And they do affect in different ways.
I'm actually reading through this. So yeah, follicular phase is what I thought it was. That's like when the egg attaches to the wall. Ovulation is when the egg is released, and luteal is when the egg is traveling down, and then it goes to menstrual.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get that. I never considered how that would affect people's hormones.
Yeah, I also just have a lot of fucking issues. I need to talk to a doctor. That's the problem. I think there's something wrong. Because it shouldn't affect me to the level it does, like, emotionally. I also just have a fuck ton of pain. But, like, the shit they do to test for shit, I don't want to deal with.
I mean, it could be. I mean, strangely enough, from watching like Michi Mochivi, I do know that like there is a thing about having like hormone imbalances that you
Yeah.
can get like a thing for.
Yeah. A lot of people will go on birth control for, to help with regulating hormones. But then it's complicated. Because I don't, it's just, you know.
I mean, I get it.
It's also expensive.
I also get that too. You need insurance, but like, listen, I get it in the abstract. You know, it sucks. No one wants to deal with it. No one like just like how, you know, AMABs don't like having a finger stuck up their butt after they hit a certain age. You know, I get it.
Well,
and it has its own like stuff you have to deal with, and it's like you wish it was simple, and you don't want to go into all of it, and you probably don't know all of it either, and it's complicated and makes you feel uncomfortable because someone's going to have to look very closely at your genitalia, which is both uncomfortable in its own way, and for you specifically, is going to make you feel off. And
yeah.
specifically dealing with a part of your anatomy that you literally wanted removed once, but they wouldn't do it.
Yeah. On the bright side, if there is something wrong, they might just get insurance to cover it. You know. So on the bright side, I might be lucky. In some fucked up way.
Maybe. I mean, I'll say that, like, generally speaking, insurance is only going to cover it if there's a good. I mean, I'll tell you, the insurance will find any excuse not to cover it. So you gotta, if you have something fucked up, that's probably the only way to get him to cover it.
Yeah.
Or be really good friends with your doctor.
See, my doctor's cool. I have a different one than I told you about, and she's cool. I don't know. Especially right now. I'm kind of avoiding all this shit for a couple years.
Yeah, no, I gotcha. I would. Good point. Yeah, it's not going to be an easy thing to do right now. Yeah.
Yeah, I realized informed consent exists, and then I also realized I don't know if I want that on my medical records at the moment. For a few reasons. And also my parents, if I went on like HRT, which would also fuck with birth control, if I did that, my parents would notice pretty quickly. You know?
Because of the hair growth?
Well, yeah, that probably. I guess facial hair starts, and then like your voice changes. My mom.
Yeah, you'll get deeper.
I don't know if I told you about this, but my mom noticed I was binding.
Was buying what?
I bind my chest when I go out, right? And my mom noticed, and she brought
Why she looking at your boobs?
Because I'm gonna say this. For like most of my after puberty life, she's constantly brought up how big my chest is.
Oh, that's weird. I'm just gonna call that weird.
And it's always been a little uncomfortable. She's not being like weird. She's just, I don't know. We always treated it like she was jealous. That's how we dealt with it. But yeah.
Oh, well, Link, are you watching this right now? Because you're responding to it. My girlfriend's responding in VC no mic, so I feel like she must be watching the stream.
It could also just be a reaction to the image.
The image, I guess.
How many people? Where's? Oh god, I've lost OBS. We've got 3 concurrent viewers. There's people here.
Yeah, hey, people, sound off in chat. Let's hear from the kitty litter.
Oh my god. Do not call them fucking kitty litter. What was I saying?
If you're secretly, if Ox's dad is in the room, send a message so we know to shut up.
This will be really awkward if he's watching. I'm gonna have
He's probably
such a long lecture when he gets home.
He's probably too busy jerking off to that fucking elf anime thing that showed up on your account.
He's on a plane right now.
That's a federal offense. He shouldn't do that. That's a crime.
Oh shit, there's people. Hi! You're going to call us that?
Stop, right?
Oh my god. I haven't seen that person before either. That's a new person.
Well, we are talking about things most people don't talk on stream because we don't give a shit about monetization. That's probably giving us some edge, I suppose.
Oh yeah. We don't have to give a shit about societal shit and fucking what's the word? Advertisers.
True. Fuck advertisers. They've ruined the internet. I remember, well, I mean, the internet actually used to suck in its own way back then.
Yeah.
But, I mean, yeah, there were problems back then, but still, fuck them. Like, one of the things that really sucked back in the day, actually, go off on that for a second, is, like, you talked about, like...
The lack of
moderation.
moderation.
Yeah, lack of moderation. Well, because you were talking a while ago about how many times you were exposed to, like, gore videos
Yeah,
as, like,
that's
a child.
specifically what I'm referencing. Yes.
And, like, that's not a new problem.
No.
I'm going to be honest. There were so many things like that back in the day, like the Pain Olympics and stuff like that. Also, just straight up, I swear to God. Oh God, what was it? There was this meme on 4chan that no one knows if this was true or not, where someone posted this pornographic image, and it was of a fairly attractive woman. I wasn't here for the time; I only heard about this after the fact. It was a fairly attractive woman. Not, like, otherwise, it would be a pretty unremarkable thing. And then the guy who originally posted was like, "Just so you know, she's dead."
Oh.
And it was like, oh.
That's...
A lot of people think that's a hoax, though. A lot of people actually just think it's a hoax, but it's still like one of those things where you don't really know, because some motherfucker would do that back then. Old internet kind of sucked in that way.
That's
what?
That's interesting.
Yeah, that was an old... Yeah. Yeah, not everything in the past was good. But we didn't have multi-corporations telling us what to do. It was funny. Back then, we were actually craving moderation. I remember people... It was a common thing that we said, well, once we get rid of anonymity on the internet, maybe people will act normal. And I was like, I don't want to lose anonymity. And I feel validated in that because anonymity went away for a lot of people, and people still act like pieces of shit. Yep. So,
I was gonna say, it did not help.
Yeah, so... And I take levels to remain anonymous, like wild levels, like how my Reddit username uses a real name, but not my real name. Because then people would think that's my real name, but it isn't, so they won't go for the effort of trying to find my real name. I play mind games on people.
That's fascinating.
Yeah. Gotta think these things through, They'll be looking for the wrong person. I'll probably just go to the IP address.
Have you pissed people off enough to track you down?
Oh, was it you who I was talking about this to? No, it was my D&D group, where I had somebody who we disagreed about something because the dude was being bigoted against LGBT people, and he decided to retort on me, like calling him out on like a lot of his bigotry by going to every one of my posts. And yeah, that's a good point, Rafe. Going to every one of my posts and claiming I was a pedophile. Of course, the thing was when people asked for proof, and it basically boiled down to the person supports gay people, he just got banned instead. But he did do that. So there's a lot of there
Oh
was like an
my
entire month for
God.
every one of my posts just
I'm
had like a removed comment and then like a moderator asking what's your proof and then removed comment, and you know what I mean.
yeah, I am so fucking sick of the being queer makes you a pedophile thing.
It's nothing new, trust
I
me. that's
know, it's
that's
not
one of the
new.
oldest
It's
claims.
always been a thing. I've seen the fucking warning videos from fucking black and white TV era. I've seen that shit.
Yeah.
But it's so fucking stupid.
Yeah. I mean, one thing I'll say was I gave up because referring to Rafe here, where I'm not sure what the pronouns are, where they said that it doesn't take much. I kind of just responded by just not getting it. When people say bullshit I don't agree with, I realize that no one is going to listen to you.
Yeah, they're not gonna
There's just
change
no
their
point in,
mind.
so just don't even engage. Just get it in your head if you have to, and then move on. You're not going to feel any better trying to do something about it. But I know it sounds like a weird thing to say, and I know people are like, "Oh, you're seeding the thing." It's like, no, just block them and post your own stuff that's good. And if they say something really bad, report them. But let's be honest, moderation's not going to do anything for it.
Nope. Why would they?
Since
They don't
everything,
give a shit.
yeah, when everything is built around engagement, trying to fight with people is just helping them.
Yeah.
We've lost the deplatforming thing that we should have lost, but the game was rigged from the start. Oh, you should play Fallout New Vegas. You'd love it.
I've never played any Fallout games.
Well, we need to fix you.
You keep saying that.
Well, I say it partially because it's funny, but partially because there was a lot of things you just haven't experienced that you may enjoy or you may not enjoy.
I don't know.
But I
Iris will
think
probably play it for me eventually.
I think we have a difference in personality where I hedonistically, one could argue, seek out new experiences.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you're more like you'd rather stay in your comfort zone.
I like my comfort zone.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. It's just easy.
I don't think they've ever tried a CRPG before, but
What
I feel like the
is...
gameplay style, computer RPG, the difference between a computer RPG and say a JRPG is they're generally real time or real time with pause, and they definitely have more complex, or complex is not the right word, more interactive storytelling than
Mm-hmm.
say a JRPG where it's they can have the same level of depth and complexity, but they are much more like a straightforward you're being told a story situation. Like that's this JRPG. A CRPG, there's more like interaction. So a CRPG is like Dragon Age, Skyrim, uh, uh, Planescape Torment. Whereas a JRPG, would be your Final Fantasies, your Dragon Quests, stuff like that. Mulling it over, or did I lose your connection?
Hmm?
Have you ever played a CRPG before? I mean,
I was trying to think of one, but I don't think I have.
I could give some examples and see if any come to mind. I mean, let's see. Mass Effect? Probably not. I don't think you
Nope.
liked Mass Effect. I don't think. No.
I've never played it. I don't know anything about it.
Um, you like Star Trek, so it could you might like it because it is kind of like it's kind of like an actiony Star Trek thing. Let's see. Technically, Cyberpunk 2020 would loosely count as one. Loosely, I don't know if I would count it though.
Interesting.
Baldur's Gate 3 is one. Ooh, Disco Elysium is one too.
I haven't
Have you had a
played.
Dark Souls game?
Nope.
Oh, okay. That's really old. Oh yeah, yeah. It's very different from new. Well, I'm just saying from the genre stuff. And more so because they like Mass Effect, not Mass Effect, sorry, because they like Star Trek. So just more so because they like a big inspiration for Mass Effect. That's why I was saying it. Gameplay wise, they're very different. But it's a genre. Spyro and Crash are both platformers, but they're pretty damn different. Mario is also a platformer, but it's pretty damn different.
Mario games are fun. I've played some.
Really? Didn't play a lot of Mario? Oh yeah, we've had this conversation before.
I was a broke child.
You did have a deprived childhood. It's interesting how that manifests a little bit because I feel like you spending over 4,000 hours in Minecraft is a side effect of that.
That's a direct side effect of that because it was Minecraft or Sonic Generations as my options for like 8 years.
I mean, to be fair, Sonic Generations fucking slaps though.
I got stuck at like the third world, wherever the water shows up. I got stuck there and couldn't get past it.
Huh. All right.
I could pull my Xbox
I mean,
360 out.
I could judge, but I did have trouble with the original Sonic games when I was a kid.
Yeah, also I was a kid. I could probably manage as an adult. Maybe I should
It
replay
wasn't
those.
that rude, Rafe. It wasn't that rude. I just went, huh, that's all. There was no judgment. I was just mulling it over.
No, I kind of want to play it again as an adult where I have an actual understanding of how games like that work.
Yeah, I mean, it's more about Twitch reflexes. Oh, it's not. Oh, Sky Sanctuary, the Third World. No, yeah, well, whichever one's the water, then I guess.
I'm trying to
I
remember
just
something that
realized
happened
that
when I was in middle school. I'm sorry.
I'm now understanding how you felt when I was mostly in the comments because I just realized whatever Rafe was responding to was way earlier than me making that comment.
Yeah, it takes a little while for the thing to catch up.
Yeah. I don't think most streamers have such a large delay because whenever I see Bao or Michi or Numi, they seem to be responding instantly.
Yeah, they also probably live in the city where they have decent Wi-Fi. I had a much
Oh,
shorter delay when I
right.
was living in Kansas City. I think my delay was about 15 seconds.
Oh, the deprived childhood comment. It's just a running joke I have with Ox.
I didn't watch many movies, I didn't play a lot of games, I didn't watch fucking American cartoons, you know.
It's just the fact that almost every cultural element that should be something from their generation they seem to have missed. Like your generation, like given your relative age, you should know about Adventure Time and
Well,
like
I know
Baby Steven Universe and
they
like
exist. I just never watched them.
missing out.
I saw like what was it?
Adventure Time is great high. Like high Adventure Time is an experience.
What was the show? I saw like one episode of something that I fucking hated.
Try to describe it. I probably know what you're talking about.
It's the thing from that airplanes meme.
Talking about regular show with Mordecai, the bluebird.
That, yes.
Hmm.
I saw an episode where they were doing like a one of those eat a fuck ton of food thingies.
Oh yeah, was it the
uh,
excellent? Was it the
I don't
excellent
fucking
challenge
know.
one?
I don't know what it was. And I
Well, I'm
hated
not
it.
so. Well, okay. I mean, I'm not. Listen, it's a matter of taste.
Hmm.
Just because you burned your taste buds off and can't taste some delicious food is not my problem. I mean, no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, legit, I get it. There are
Damn.
things that people like that I don't like. I got it. I got it. It depends what you're into. I mean, the thing with regular show, what they do is they use surrealism
Hmm.
to talk about like going through your 20s. It uses what I think is referred to as hyper reality, the reality generated is not what's actually occurring, but how it feels emotionally.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite TRPGs of all time, Chubo's Marvel's Wish Granting Engine, also uses a lot of hyper reality. But yeah, that doesn't surprise me too much because I showed you Smiling Friends, and you wanted out of that room so bad.
Well,
You were counting the seconds.
You started us off with an episode that was just feeding my fucking social anxiety.
Which one was that?
The one that was like way too realistic of a conversation.
To be honest, that's actually every episode of Smiling Friends.
No,
That's actually what's great about it.
No. The other episode wasn't like that.
Was it the Brazil episode?
Yeah.
I love showing people that one. Yeah, I love that one because it's so down to earth. Like, that is something that could really happen. But yeah, that would probably feed your social anxiety.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that. That's why I love the episode, though. Not that it feeds your social anxiety, but because it's just so real. That's some shit that I'm pretty sure I get 1000% see happening.
It was so uncomfortable. Just because of the situation. Not like just the social situation.
I think from you one of the more absurd episodes that you might end up liking more.
Well, you showed the fucking fantasy episode. I'd say that one was pretty absurd.
Yeah, there's also the one where Pim goes to pick up the firewood and gets chased by the demon. That one is that one's pretty like out there and fun. I think also a thing that I liked, I think you have and I want to be clear, there's no judgment in this, even though it's going to come off potentially rude, I guess, is that I think we have different things we like in animated works.
Probably.
Because of course I like characters, I like story, but I also love seeing people actually experiment with the medium of animation. So that's why one reason why I've been interested in Western animation recently is just because that's something they've been doing a lot in Western animation through things like Gumball or what was that name of that movie where the whole thing was stop motion? Kubo, I think it was.
Okay, so that I haven't seen it, but I've seen a lot of clips from it. And it looks really good, and I really want to watch it.
Kubo? Yeah. I haven't seen it myself, but it looks really good too. I like seeing experimentation with the media, and even though that show essentially was more crude in its experimentation, there is experimentation that I find entertaining. It looks like animators having fun with animation, and I enjoy that.
That's why I like anime. At least I like the ones where it looks interesting. Like, Mob Psycho has a lot of stuff that they did that looks really cool.
That's a good example. Yeah,
and they get away with it because of how simplistic the character designs are.
No, I'm 100% in agreement here. Yeah, that was a very I wouldn't say there was experimentation with form, but there was definitely experimentation with style, I guess.
Yeah. And it's not something you see a lot of in modern anime because they're all just doing the same exact thing all of the time.
Yeah, that's see that is why I fell off anime a little bit. I still watch it, but it's because of that. Like remember that show I was trying to show you. Did Taxi, and like how that's like the show that I really liked. Like, that show I really enjoyed. It was like reminded me. I told you like that show reminded me why I like anime. You know why I love things like Paranoia Agent or stuff. And don't get me wrong, I still like I don't want to come off like a fucking like I fucking sniff my own farts or some shit. Like, you know, I watch regular, you know, fucking mainstream shit too, like everyone else does. But remind me, like, why did I get into this as like a hobby? Because it didn't experiment with form too much. Its style was a little different than most of the anime, but like, just like it was not doing what anyone else was doing, and it wanted to tell a story you don't see anywhere else. And I'm like, fuck yeah, this is what I like.
I think the Odd Taxi was good. We really need to continue that at some point.
Oh yeah, we only got up to episode 4.
Yeah.
And it's only 13 episodes. We can watch it sometime. It is very good. And I think we'll have a long discussion after the last episode. That's all I'll say.
Is this the one with the plot twist or something? There was something about it.
I won't spoil it. I mean, it's a noir show built around a mystery. Anything I say can ruin it. I'm just saying, it's noir and has a mystery, and I feel like the way it ends in a way that it opens itself up to a lot of discussion.
Hmm.
But yeah, no, we can definitely watch that. I feel like 26 episode anime shows that are designed to be one season aren't made as much as they used to be, but they usually tended to be some of the best stuff on TV. Like Cowboy Bebop or Samurai Champloo. If you want to talk about like Shinichiro Watanabe's works.
I have not watched Cowboy Bebop. It keeps getting recommended to me, but it was one of those shows that my dad always said was horrible, so I never started watching it. Uh-huh.
I thought you and your dad, begrudgingly, we might have had some similar tastes on older work since he also liked Tenchi Muyo, but like he doesn't like fucking Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah. He refuses to watch it.
How does he know if it's good if he's refused to watch it?
I don't know.
Normally I let stuff like that go, but since I don't like the guy to begin with, letting my full stuff out here, like it's like the opposite of the worst person you know made a good point. Like Jesus, I don't know, man. I guess he doesn't have to like it, but like, how the fuck are you a weeb in the '90s and not like fucking Cowboy Bebop?
I don't know. It looks good. It doesn't look like it has a bad art style or something to give a reason to not want to start it.
It's also a noir show.
Is
For
it?
the record, it's also noir. Yeah. Yeah. It does change genres depending on the episode, but overall, I'd say it would be a noir show with its overall style and its focus on the plight of like working people and like corruption and like crimes and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
The worst person you know made a bad point. That's what I would say, Rafe. It's the worst person you know made a bad point. Yeah. Is what I meant by that earlier.
I feel so bad because every time I talk about my dad, everyone thinks so badly of him. And I don't know if I'm just biased because he's my dad. But I swear he's not a horrible person all of the time.
I mean, I think it's probably just the things you choose to tell us. I mean,
Yeah.
if
Because
you're
why
not
would I
listening-
talk
if your
about any
dad-
of the boring stuff?
I mean, it's worth noting that you're not telling us about the time that I don't know he helped you deal with a cold by nursing you over bed or something like that when you were a kid or something.
Yeah.
Wait, the way you said wait,
Well, no,
he did
because
like help you when you were sick, right?
yeah, he did. Both of
Okay.
my parents did. My
Okay,
dad
no,
was
it's
the
just the way
one.
you said that.
My dad was the one who would get up like 50 times a night to give me meds.
Yeah, no, see, like those parts aren't getting discussed, so obviously we're getting a very biased image of the person.
Yeah. I feel bad because most of the time, I complain about stuff that happens to my partner and then they just think he's a horrible person.
Well, I think also, ow, 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 ow. Sorry. I think also it's worth noting that when you complain about something, you want an emotional response. So I both agree with you, but I'm also giving you the thing that you probably want, which is someone to agree with you that this shit sucks.
Mm.
Because I both agree it's bad, but also I'm playing it up more to make you feel better because you're having someone empathize with you.
Mm.
I know it must sound weird, but I didn't really understand like social, like because of the thing. Honestly, give you I'm not the best with social stuff, so I had to always had to be very analytical about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's not that it isn't genuine. I'm just enhancing the response so that it, better hits the mark.
I think the I think everyone does that, just
Yeah, people
subconsciously.
think about. Yeah, I was literally gonna say everyone is doing this. They just don't think it.
Yeah.
I just have to think about it because I can't do it subconsciously. But no. I mean, yeah, listen, I get it. I mean, honestly, I have a lot of issues with my mother, but like, it's still my mom,
Yeah.
What am I gonna do? Throw down a flight of stairs? Not that I would want to. It's a joke.
Uh-huh.
No, it is. Oh, great! I should have made that joke. Now you're gonna be acting weird about me.
I've made jokes like that about myself.
How'd you make such a big fucking nether portal? How the fuck does that work?
Ziller made this.
Oh, I see.
You just place the obsidian and it'll do it.
Oh. Because it used to be that the obsidian had to be a very specific dimension.
Well, it has to be a minimum dimension. You can make it
Ah.
bigger.
Did not know that.
I think it's been like that forever.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean, also, actually, Michi Mochivi actually had a good thing about this on why she's sometimes worried about what she says about her parents. Because I think she has a better relationship with her mother than sometimes the stories let on. And she did the whole thing as like a warning to other streamers to just be careful of what you say because people will hear the snippets and think they know your relationship better than you really do, and try to tell you how to live your life and to just not let people do that basically.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I guess it's like I guess if it's a streaming thing, it's parasocial. I mean, we're friends. We've been friends since February, I think. But
Yeah,
so,
we have a slightly different relationship than I have with my chat.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a weird thought though I did have. It's like I was wondering, why did we become such fast friends, and why do we hang out so much? And then it dawned on me, it's because we both have the same amount of free time at the exact same time.
That'll do it.
So we're both just like, God, I have nothing to do right now. Oh shit, Ox is on, perfect.
Right. Yeah, that's how most friendships go for me. It's just like, damn, I can't believe you exist at the same time.
Yeah. It's like we have shared interests and the same free time. Perfect. God, we have not talked about really Minecraft at all. Do people even? I don't know. Do people? I don't watch streams. I watch Let's Plays. So do people expect people to talk about the game during streams? Because Let's Plays are really supposed to be more about the game, but I don't really think streams are.
It depends on the game. If you're playing a story game, most of the conversation's going to revolve around the game or things that relate to what's happening in the game. But when it comes to something like Minecraft, it becomes a lot of building while interacting with chat.
That makes sense. Yeah, I mean, I think it makes sense. I definitely the vibes I've always gotten is that streams are about the streamer. Which is probably why streamers make a lot more money than Let's Players. Like, a lot more money.
Well, yeah, because you get to... Because, especially with, like, VTubers and corporate VTubers specifically, they make a fuck ton of money because there's a huge culture around sending super chats.
Yeah, whereas with, because I used to be on Something Awful. Yeah, that's true. It does depend on the game and the streamer. When I was on something, because I was around on Something Awful when Let's Plays were first becoming a thing, like first coming into existence, and there was a strong culture where it was the opposite, where the Let's Player doesn't really matter. Obviously there's some consideration for someone who's good at what they do, and obviously people became popular because Let's Play started there. That's where this whole thing started. Kind of. I mean, you ask Michael, what's his name, Slow Beef, who is credited as the first Let's Player, and that was the proto streamer, video game streamer.
Mm.
You know, he says he really got the idea from like this one Japanese stream guy, but you know, still, the culture was like, oh, you know, yeah, of course, fandoms came around by certain creators, but it was really about the game, and that I think never left Let's Play culture, but streamer culture, I've never gone that vibe.
Yeah, no, streamer culture is definitely about the streamer. Like, who do I watch? Fuck, I don't watch anyone anymore. I've been so busy with work. I'm trying to think of
Honey,
someone.
you've worked less than 2 weeks.
Shut up. I genuinely have
I
not watched a single stream since even before I started working again.
mean, it wasn't the work doing it.
No. It's all of the stress and everything around it.
Fair enough. Yeah. No, that's reasonable. I trust me, I know what it's like to be out of work and stress as hell over interviews and shit.
Yeah. And then once that was over, I got a job, which I have a near hour commute for. And I
What
have
is
that.
Arena with Game Center CX refers to? Oh, sorry. You go ahead.
I don't know what that is. Performer?
Yeah, I forgot.
I don't know. But yeah, I have that problem where if you know you have to do something at a certain time, you can't really do much else until that happens.
Oh, wait a minute. You got ADHD?
We've been over this several times.
Oh, yeah. I have memory issues.
I know.
Like, legitimately, like, since you went to a dark place, I'll go to a dark place. My grandmother's sister has had dementia.
Damn.
And it's one of those things, Alzheimer's.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of those things where I look at my own memory and my mom's memory, to be honest with you. My mother, not my mother, my grandmother didn't get it, but her sister did. And so sometimes I consider that gene is somewhere there.
Mm-hmm.
And we both show severe signs of memory problems. And we're not old.
Yeah.
So sometimes I think about that because not to get too dark, but I'd much rather be euthanized than go through that.
Yeah.
And
My grandmother didn't have dementia, but she had dementia like symptoms because of the medication she was on. For like how so basically she started cancer treatments 6 months before she died. And in that time period, she went from completely normal and coherent and your normal functioning person to completely unaware of what's going on, who anyone is, pretty much a danger to herself if you're not constantly monitoring her.
had a cancer scare. Thankfully, she's in remission. And when she was on chemo, she similarly had it was very uncomfortable just what it did to her emotional state. So I understand. Like she wasn't a danger to herself. That's probably because she's younger and had a healthier brain. Not just because being younger, you know.
Well, my grandmother's
but, like,
cancer was on her face too, so all that radiation is right there next to her brain.
Yeah, well, that makes it worse. Because I assume at least because my mom did have like the most wild lashing outs. Like we'd be talking about nothing, and she'd just start like where to eat, and like if there was a mild disagreement, she'd just break down crying. So I get what you mean. And like I said, that's on a younger, healthier person. So I get what you're saying.
Yeah. It's
Yeah. No, that's bad. Did and you took care of her,
I did.
and then that shit happened. I'm referring to a lot of things there, but I know some of those things I shouldn't bring up. That must have been rough on you.
Well, she was completely unconscious for the last week.
Mm.
So we knew it was gonna happen. The dying part. Because she was on a feeding tube. Because she had cancer in her mouth, right?
Yeah.
She had, like, a chronic... They told her it was thrush in her mouth. And then it was something lupus, I think, which is a precancerous condition. And she probably had cancer for several years before she finally gave in and acknowledged it. But genuinely, she was...
So there's no...
Hmm?
So at that point, there really isn't much you can do.
No, it was extending life, not curing, was what we were doing basically for her. But it's one of those things that really fucked with the way I look at treatment for it now. Because she was completely fine before she started, pretty much. And then she started treatment, and it reacted very poorly. And her face blew up, basically, like, swollen. And she developed this abscess in her cheek, basically, of necrotic tissue that showed up, like, the second month. That was there until she died. And
I don't want that removed.
that's the thing. We wanted them to remove it. They did attempt to remove it at one point. They cleaned it out right after, because it burst. And so we took her into the hospital, and they did clean it out, and they thought they removed it, but they couldn't get everything because the cancer was in her bones. And basically, we had to take care of the wound and stuff, and that was very painful for her. And she basically, every time they did the treatment, it was killing cells. And her metabolism was fucked up, and those cells had nowhere to go. So her face was full of these dead cells, which became necrotic tissue. So she was just in constant pain the entire time. And she was pretty much fine before she started treatment. The treatment caused all of this to happen. And it's just... If you know, I
know what you're trying to say.
If it was at that point, I probably would not get treatment.
Yeah, what you're saying would have been just bad. I don't know. I mean, because the thing is, don't you still grow tumors after a certain point? Isn't that was... Well, I mean, like, cancer is gonna lead to growths and stuff.
You will eventually.
So,
but they told her she had about 3 months, basically, without treatment. She lived for 6 on treatment. All of that, she was absolutely miserable the entire time.
Yeah, it's the old argument of would you want to live longer or live happier. Yeah.
And for me, if it's a extending life and not a curing the condition, I would not want treatment. I would want, whatever's uncomfortable removed, but I would not chemotherapy or radiation or anything.
I think that's a choice you do get in those circumstances.
You get it. She was terrified of dying.
That's understandable.
And a lot of people are. It's a scary thing, but I can't imagine living like that and putting my family and people who care about me through what I had to watch.
Yeah. But we've talked about this. You have a much more cavalier attitude towards death than I do.
I'm not afraid of death. I don't want to die. But I'm not...
I hope not.
But I'm not really afraid of it. You know?
I mean, that's probably the healthier way of living, to be honest.
Yeah.
Cheery subject matter and our escapist stuff.
It keeps us talking.
It does. We have filled... I think you have filled more dead air on this stream than we've ever filled dead air before.
It's not a fun topic, but hey, the people are still here.
Hey, everyone here. Did you know you're going to die someday?
Well, everyone's gonna die someday.
That was the joke. That's the joke. It's a little gallows humor. Yeah. Everything ends. Everything has its time. Everything ends. Depends how you want to view it, though, because that statement has two sides to it, though. Because if everything ends, everything also begins. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Well, it's more than two sides, actually. It's three sides. Everything ends, everything begins, and everything happens. I guess it's kind of weird to only focus on 1/3 of that. Because it's built into us. You know, we have that survival instinct. We can't get rid of it. In a way, we shouldn't. But you know what I mean. There's an argument, too, that consciousness is evolutionarily not useful. Intelligence is, but not consciousness. Because you technically don't need one for the other.
Yeah. I guess.
Because by being conscious, we have to be aware of all the bad things. Whereas being intelligent just means you're better at surviving.
Mm-hmm.
True, that's also true. Nothing ever really ends. Though I always wonder about that. Because, you know, the universe in theory has an endpoint. But that part's not so weird to me. I can conceptualize an endpoint. It's the beginning point I can't conceptualize. Because what exists before a beginning when we're discussing everything?
Nothing.
If nothing exists, yeah, but that's the thing. How does something come from nothing? If nothingness existed, and theoretically nothing would have had to exist, at some point, no matter how you play this, you have to get to a point where nothing exists. Then how did it happen? Are the Buddhists just right that nothingness will eventually negate itself into something? Which is a Buddhist religious belief? Because maybe they are. I just don't know. It doesn't make sense how nothing became something. Because that had to happen at some point. It's impossible for that not to be the case unless we live in a static universe but that doesn't even make sense. It would have to have a point before it at some point. Unless our conception of beginning and the end is actually wrong and it's limited to our concept, we're applying the concepts of life to the universe, and the universe somehow exists in a perpetual cycle where there isn't a beginning or an end in the way that we think about it. Which is actually an old way of thinking about it. There used to be a belief there wasn't an end to the universe, but then the heat death was discovered. I mean, we're not going to figure out these fucking questions. That's for sure. Nor will we live to see them answered if they're ever answered. There's actually a word for that, by the way. There's a word for the pain you experience when you realize stuff like that. But I don't remember what that word is.
Realize which stuff?
That you won't live to see everything, that you won't live to see certain events.
I don't want to. That's a long-ass time. I'm okay.
I mean, I'd still want to know. I'd like to know, but I have to accept the fact I'll never have that answer. That's what frustrates me.
If it happens outside my existence, I'm okay with not knowing.
I think I think goes back to the difference that we mentioned earlier, where I like to hedonistically seek new pleasures, and you prefer your comfort zone. I think that also extends to knowledge. I want to know things that no one else knows, but I don't think you're really interested in that.
There's a lot of things I would love to know that I don't have access to, but it doesn't make me afraid because I don't know.
Afraid may not be the right word, but more like depressed.
Neither does it make me depressed.
So I think then it goes back to a difference in mindset.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's true. We don't really have a frame of reference for. I mean, that's the funny thing. Even using the word time in relation to the thing I'm thinking about is a funny word because unless time is only a creation of human perception.
It definitely is.
Yeah. It's so complicated because it's stuff that our brains weren't. The weird thing is our brains were not evolved to answer these questions. Our brains were just evolved to find the most efficient way to spread our genes for as long as possible.
People
So we
think
can't.
too much.
Maybe people think too little.
No, thinking too much is what's gotten you this problem. Thinking less gives me my nice comfort zone.
I don't know, but there's so many things I wouldn't have learned if I didn't think this much.
Well, you're free to do whatever you want with your brain time.
I wouldn't be this nice of a person if I wasn't constantly re-examining my behavior.
Well, that's different.
I could have easily turned into like an absolute asshole. I mean, think about it. I come from a cop family, a middle class. I could have very easily become an asshole.
My uncle's a cop.
Yeah. No, I mean a full-on cop family. We're talking father, uncle, cousin, lot of cops.
Yeah, my dad broke the military cycle. Thankfully, I can't imagine what he'd be like. It's fucking military, Jesus Christ.
Let me think. You know, the funny thing is, it depends, because some people join the military and it dissuades them from some notions because they have to actually experience the bullshit instead of just experiencing it from afar. There's actually these two Let's Players I like, who do a lot of Fallout New Vegas, actually. Who I can't remember their name. But they talk a lot about the military, and it seems like being in the military has what led them to be more open-minded about a lot of things. Because of how much bullshit they were exposed to and how it kind of shook them out of some things like patriotism.
Damn. Serving your country and becoming less patriotic. How fucked up does your government have to be?
I mean, they served in Iraq.
Ah.
They served in Iraq early enough where they had to deal with stuff like why we don't use Hummers anymore. I forget the full story on that, but I remember we were sending in them unarmored and they were just getting shot up and people dying, and it took a long time for us to realize that was a bad idea. Like, a lot of people died because of that.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, someone explained it to me and I'm like, wait, we sent unarmored vehicles in? And I remember the person telling me that, said, okay, you're smarter than military intelligence.
Yep. Shocking. This country's great.
Yeah, no, trust me, you're not going to get any disagreement from us there, Rafe. Also, funny enough, that showed up on screen, but it's not coming in the chat, so YouTube censored that.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, that makes sense, though. YouTube would do that. They keep giving me Trump ads.
Yeah, they absolutely censored that. Dude, so
Don't worry, Rafe.
We did see...
My
saw it.
fucking chat widget fixed it for you.
Yeah, it's true. Military intelligence is an oxymoron. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I don't know if it's that military intelligence is dumb. I think it's more they just don't care about the
don't.
lives of soldiers. I really think that's what it is. I know that the whole military intelligence is an intelligence thing. I've heard that before, but I just don't think they care about the lives of soldiers. I think that's what it is.
They don't. They just genuinely do not give a shit.
I mean, we can also get into the fact that I feel like a lot of reasons Republicans, well, I should probably, well, we've touched so much dangerous ground anyway.
It's
Don't
fine.
like
What are they gonna
social
do?
programs. I don't know. Not monetized.
Exactly.
Don't like social. Well, I'm gonna say that why they don't like social programs,
Mhm.
I think, is because by keeping so much of the population desperate for resources, they can kind of like push them to like accept like that kind of military stuff in exchange for like school and shit. Like,
Yeah.
it creates a population of people who have to accept such a raw deal. And then if we had more better options, they kind of know people wouldn't choose that. Like there would be some, but not enough to feed the imperialist war machine that they want to operate. Because there still would be. There still would be. You know, we would have enough for an army, just not one that does the shit they want it to do. Enough to protect the nation, though.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, I'm going to go one step further with this.
Mhm.
I think we'd be better off with just a self-defense force instead of an army. I don't know why we need to be able to invade people.
We don't. We've had established countries for how long? There's no reason to need to invade shit.
Yeah. I thought, yeah, I'd be just fine having a group that just defends the country and doesn't start wars with other people.
Yeah. All of the countries need to do that. Just stop starting wars.
Yeah. Peace within our times is a phrase that's been repeated so often for good reason, and I don't think it's ever been true though.
You know,
You've heard that before, right? Peace within our times.
I have not heard that.
It's I don't know where I heard it from, but it's supposed to be that, you know, the idea that maybe because the thing is there's always violence somewhere, even if it's not a physically declared war. So the idea is a time period where some bad shit isn't happening somewhere. And that never happens. There's always something going on. Just because it doesn't affect us. And I don't think there's ever been any point on the planet where we've managed, well, within reason, obviously before humans exist, you know. Within reason where that shit ain't happening, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I just got jump scared.
Oh, I'm gonna let me watch and see. Peace in our time, yeah. I've heard it somewhere. What, is it a bad phrase? Wait, the fact you put in quotes makes me worry it's like a bad phrase I picked up from a bad place. Where's the jump scare? I still haven't seen it.
Has it gotten to the creeper?
There's no creepers yet.
No, you're not there yet.
Wow, the time delay must be wild. There's no creepers yet.
No, you're not there yet.
Be a wild ass VOD to listen to later.
The
For all
VOD's
the
already
fucking places
past
we've
it.
gone. No, I'm just saying in general, some of the shit we've said on stream.
I know, but like the VOD in general is already it happened like 40 seconds ago on the stream.
What do you mean?
The creeper exploded next to me while you were like mid-sentence.
Oh, I haven't seen that happen. Oh, they already was that you filling up that hole? Was the
Yes.
creeper exploding?
Yes.
Oh, I actually skipped past it. I see.
I really want to re-rig this model. It's bothering me.
Perfectionist. Perfectionism.
Well, no. This model was the first model I ever made for myself. So it's like the very beginnings of my skill level, and I want to redo it now that I know what the hell I'm doing.
You can see I can actually sympathize with that a lot. I don't want to make it about me, but I'll say there's definitely works that I understand exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
Because like you get better, and this is the thing I will say is that people wonder why you don't praise your own stuff, and I literally say to you because I hate that I do it myself, so I try to not make you do it. But it's like you can only see the problems because you've. But the thing is, the good thing you evolved past this version of yourself that did this.
Mm-hmm.
But now you can only see the mistakes.
Well, maybe.
Yeah. No, I get it. But you know, I guess it's a sign of progress. You can easily end up like Doug Walker.
I don't know what that means.
And the nostalgia critic. He's like he was a comedian in the 2010s, and he never changed his stuff or his material or evolved with the times.
Oh, that's definitely a way to
I mean,
do
I
it.
guess technically he tried once and it didn't go well, but you know, he's still just doing the same things nowadays. I didn't like that era of YouTube though. If you ever go back to YouTube, like in hindsight, it was all angry people. Angry was like the emotion of YouTube in like that period of time. Like late 2000s to early 2010s. Oh, I know why. Actually, that was the case. Now I say it out loud. It was probably the 2008 financial crisis that spurred that. Yeah, I think I said that out loud. That's probably what that is. But do you know Wave Gardra? Because like they're a long time chatter.
No, I don't think I've seen them in chat before.
Oh, okay. Wait, why are you getting rid of the wax of your obsidian?
That's not obsidian, that's copper.
Oh, oh, you were getting rid of the rust. No, yeah, you're getting rid of the rust.
Oxidization.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's gonna take you back to the past. Oh, well, I will also say though that James Rolfe, I think, did age better than some of the other ones, if only because even though he's still doing the same shit, the fact he's admitted he's just always going to do the same shit because he's just really concerned with being a father and he views this as a job is something I can kind of get behind. Like at least there's a reason he says like, listen, this is just a job. I don't view this as art. I just want to pay. I just want to take care of my daughter. It's like I can respect that. Plus, when he does make an AVGN video, they at least seem to be. I still enjoy them. I'll say some of them at least. You've never seen, I think, James Rolfe. I think that's fair to say, right? I would be shocked if you did, to be honest.
No idea what it is.
Angry video game nerd?
Nope.
Yeah, I thought so. Nothing that I would say you would enjoy. So it's because it's like the angry reviewer era stuff. It would be you would hate it. Honestly, the more I think about it, the more you would just hate it.
Damn.
It's so not your thing. I think it's good, but it's just not your thing. Uh, you're really good at this, by the way. You have like an eye for interior design.
I'm not even doing interior.
All right, exterior design. I'm sorry, I used the wrong words. Me word bad.
You know, you say this, but I'm just replicating other shit that I've seen.
Yeah. So?
Iris wants this to look like a really crowded alleyway, so I just keep doing bulky fucking windows.
Alright. I still don't see why that would make it bad.
It's not
It looks
bad,
good.
it's just... I don't know, it's not my own creativity.
Ah, I get it. Yes, no, that I understand. You feel it's very paint by nuthers and doesn't really reflect you. Paint by nuthers? Well, that's interesting. Paint by numbers.
Oh, is that what you meant?
Yeah, no. I just slurred my speech in a very weird way.
Yeah, it's just... it's not something... that's mine.
Oh, excuse me. Well, what would you say would be something what would be yours? If you were going to make your own crowded building, what would be your way of making it look?
I don't know.
What if you made it look like your house?
My house?
I mean, that shit's crowded. Also, it looks like Slenderman will come out of those woods every time you've ever shown us it.
There's no fucking woods.
When you took that fucking nighttime video and showed us that place, I was legit like, this is a found footage horror flick. And when it started like glitching out because you went to the Wi-Fi death zone, I'm like, shit, they died. They just got fucking murdered by the
What?
fucking Jason Voorhees.
You mean me walking out to the shed? Oh my god.
I don't like woods, yo. That's
There's
all.
no woods! That's the middle of town! There's a singular tree.
Is the town like stocked by woodland creatures? You got like Bambi
No.
and like the little
No.
beaver that could.
Just no.
I don't even, what the fuck is the little beaver that could? I don't even know.
It's supposed to be
Franklin
a
the turtle.
train, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Like, let's see.
I think Franklin the turtle was a thing.
My house is here. My parents' house is here. The forest... there's not even a forest, it's fucking... there's a tree line here. A singular tree line. There's a little, road here that goes, like, that way. A couple... probably about a mile. And there's another tree line. And then there's farmland over here.
When you were a kid, did you rob those farms? I feel like I've asked you this before.
The farms? Fuck no. I'm not
That'd
that
be funny.
stupid.
Not like rob the house, you steal the food.
You fuck with their shit and you're getting shot.
Oh, that won't shoot a kid.
You're stupid if you do that.
They'll tell your parents they ain't gonna shoot a kid.
Your parents aren't gonna shoot you, the farmer will.
No, I'm talking about the farmer. He's not gonna shoot a kid, he's gonna tell on you to your parents.
No, he'll shoot a kid.
He'll shoot a kid, really?
You're trespassing. You're
That's
stealing
a
their
little
money.
fucked. You don't shoot a kid. You just tell on them to your parents, let them discipline them. You don't fucking shoot a kid.
It's a good way to scare everyone else.
It's a good way to go to jail with an
It's your
unsympathetic
land.
judge.
They're stealing. They're a threat. I'd stand your ground.
Yeah, I don't think judges generally tend to be sympathetic to people who kill children.
That
Is that
depends. Because a
whenever
lot
it's
of the
kids.
time, if people go missing out here, and you're friends with the cops, the cops just don't realize they're missing.
Alright.
It's fucked up.
That's cops, not a judge, to be fair.
Yeah, but if the cops don't do shit, the judge ain't ever gonna know.
Why would I think they didn't shoot a kid? Because you don't kill kids. An adult, I get it, but not kids.
I mean, you don't have to shoot to kill.
They're a very small object. If you hit them, you're probably hitting something important.
That depends on the judge in the area. So you get it. We don't fuck with that shit out here.
Well. Actually, well, you're not white, so never mind.
I mean,
Yeah. Because if we're talking about not white people, then yes, they absolutely would kill a kid.
the only time they'll give a shit about a missing kid is if that kid is the child of someone who earns a lot of money. It doesn't matter
about missing
what
kids at all.
Well, it depends. If the family makes a big fuss, they'll look into it.
Why wouldn't the family make a big fuss?
I don't know. Broke?
What is up?
There's a lot of people who just don't give a shit about their kids around here too.
Yo, what? Okay.
That happens a lot, and just
Maybe it's because half my family is Italian, but this is wild. What are you guys? What are you talking about? It's family. Like, if your family goes missing, you move heaven and earth to like make sure they're okay.
I know a lot of kids whose parents probably wouldn't have noticed they were gone for like at least a week.
Oh, you mean yeah? I know there's bad parents. I know there are bad
There's
parents,
a
but you're
lot of
acting like
bad
it's
parents out
everybody.
here. Well,
Yeah,
it's
like
a lot
it's
of
everybody
people.
though.
It's not everyone. Like there's one girl. If she went missing, I know her family would make a big fuss. My parents
be
would.
clear, I know
My dad would go shoot someone if I went missing.
Like, I know there's abusive parents. I know that, but that's not the norm.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go with
Like,
that.
shouldn't be that. I don't think that's the norm. Bad parents are kind of the norm, but not like that level of like not caring about your kid like that. I would think, hope not.
I don't know. There's a lot of kids I knew that really did not seem like their parents gave a shit.
That's weird. I mean, is that really the norm? Like, it's one thing that I know it exists, but the norm is the thing that's throwing me.
I don't know.
I always thought that was the
norm.
exception.
It's not the norm. It's not the majority. It's just a lot.
A lot, I get a lot. And not the majority, I also get. Okay, so I think maybe I was misinterpreting what you were saying.
I just know a
earlier.
lot of the kids who had families like that. So
Yeah, no. Oh, I'm sure statistically it's a lot. I'm just saying, like, it can't be like the majority.
It's not
I
the
don't know.
majority. It's not the majority. Especially once you
Yeah.
get to people who actually live in town, it's not the majority.
Wait, what's the difference with not living in town?
It's just a lot more of a how do I explain? Like, there's a lot of people who grew up in farms and ranches and shit. It's more of a you take care of yourself.
That's not really a good way to live.
Not good for
Because
a kid.
eventually you're gonna get old or sick or need help. When you care about yourself, you eventually end up alone.
It's a part of why there's so much of the selfishness kind of perspective in conservative stuff. With conservative stuff being so rural typically.
Well, yeah. Maybe it's just I can't understand living so stupidly, I guess.
I don't get it either.
Like I said, even if you're selfish, it still makes more sense to care about others.
See, but caring about others requires you to possess empathy.
Even if you're like a sociopath, if you're kind to others, and you do stuff, then people end up feeling emotionally obligated eventually to return the favor. Now, yeah, not everyone does, and there's bad people, but you don't give that level of stuff to them once they prove to be that type of person. And eventually, you have some people who will be there when you need them. So, because like I said, you will eventually get sick, you'll eventually get old, you'll eventually get wounded, and you're going to need someone who has your back. That's just how the world is. Doesn't have to come from family, but it's got to come from somewhere. I mean, doesn't gotta, but you know, as a thing you might want to make sure exists for you. Yeah, yeah, you're not wrong with the parents' rights thing.
Yeah.
It does sometimes feel when we talk about like like the country's so big, I gotta consider this that when we talk about other places, we for like if this was Europe, we'd be talking about a country halfway across the fucking continent. So cultural drift kind of makes sense.
Mm.
Man, we talk about so much fucking depressing shit today.
Yeah, do we got a happy
Let's-
topic?
Did I show you the fucking Virtual Boy fucking peripheral? Because I don't know if you looked at the picture of how you have to put it into the Wii.
I have not looked at how you put it in, but I saw like the device.
Okay, all right, let me get a picture of it actually. Because, so first off, I'm going to show you how you use a Virtual Boy.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so imagine a VR headset on a stand, right?
Uh-huh.
Like this is how this worked back in the 80s. And it can only show in red, by the way.
Why red?
It's a limitation of early 3D technology. Early 3D technology. Yeah, that's not wrong about that, Rafe. By the way, early 3D technology was built around like using color contrast to make the illusion of a three-dimensional object. If you look at that's why they used to have the red blue 3D. They would use the way our brain processes the contrast of red and blue. Where if you put it around an object and you put a color glasses on that had the opposite colors, your brain would actually get confused and think the object was closer to you. So it would create a crude 3D effect. The technology, I mean, we both use the VR headsets a lot. The technology's come a long way. So reviving the Virtual Boy that tried to use that tech was already a very poor idea. Also, it just dawned on me how stupid it was that they went with stands when they could have just done straps. It's such an obvious thing in hindsight to just put a strap on your head. But back then it was like, well, I guess you couldn't because back then the Virtual Boy was a console and it had to be plugged in. So they were probably afraid of people unplugging it if it was movable. So
Wait,
people
so
would like
is this just like watching a 3D movie, kinda? You're standing still the whole time?
Yeah, you have to put your head, so it's on a stand, like I said, and you got to move your neck forward. You got to put your head in here, into the VR device, and then you had to play the game with a controller that you couldn't see, which I guess isn't saying much because we're kind of used to that at this point. But most VR games put something on screen so you kind of know what you're doing nowadays, and it'd just be like a fucking sprite game too, and your fucking neck would hurt and shit. And it's all in red. And the thing is, you can only play it for for like 30 minutes because of how much would burn your eyes.
Interesting. I'm glad we've made progress.
And I'm showing you a picture of how the Switch peripheral is supposed to work if you go to VCino Mike.
Uh-huh. What is this?
You got to put the Switch into it, and so then it'll go through the red thing. And they kept the fucking... I want to point this out, by the way. They kept the stand. They could have used a strap. They could have easily used a strap.
Someone's gotta make a strap for that shit.
And no Virtual Boy games were good. Yeah, we're talking about the Virtual Boy, and we're talking about Nintendo bringing the Virtual Boy back for the Switch. None of the Virtual Boy games were good. Like, they were all pretty. I mean, I think the mech fighter game was pretty well regarded, but like, they were all gimmicks because the tech wasn't really there. This is all the how, and plus they were ugly because of the like. I'm showing this is a picture of how the games looked. Because it could only be red. Yeah, it can only be red. Like, I know sometimes we disagree about how retro games look, because I'm more forgiving. This is not one of those cases.
I mean, the art style in it is fine, but it's red.
Oh yeah, yeah, Rafe. Yeah, no, the art style is fine. It's the color, yeah, and it's a very impressive red, and it's right up next to your eyeball.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rafe. They announced this yesterday. It's a $100 peripheral for the Switch. You got to open up the peripheral on top. It's like a little like you open up the top of it, like it's a, like you know what a Virtual Boy I assume looks like. You can probably Google it. So you like open up the top of it. You put your Switch inside and you close it up, and you use like a shitty VR headset. But they did not put a strap on it. So I know I say that, but I got to keep saying that because you can. It's a portable console. It's a portable console. You can just put a strap on there. But I guess the reason they may not want to do that is because since they can't put cameras on it to let you know where you are, they're probably afraid. That's why it's so hard to disable the safety features on the Quest, where to disable them you have to essentially accept a liability waiver. Okay, so you know what I'm talking
But,
about.
like,
yeah, it's just that. But you gotta open it up and put your Switch inside. So you go ahead.
They've made accessories that you have to plug into shit. They could have put cameras on there and have you plug it in to the headset.
I mean, they were willing to sell a $100 hunk of plastic because that's all that is. It's a $100 hunk of plastic with cheap fucking lenses. I guarantee these are cheap fucking lenses.
Definitely.
They're not willing to make a real VR headset.
They could have, though. And they could have sold it for a fuck ton of money.
I don't know if I would want. You know, the thing is, I don't know if I'd want a VR headset from Nintendo, though.
I wouldn't. I already have one.
Because
and probably be better quality.
I want a VR headset from Valve. I really want the Deckard to come out. I know they're all stealing our data. But the difference is Valve is a libertarian, and I have issues with libertarians, but it does mean that their motto is, hey, you bought it, it's yours, do whatever you want. Whereas Quest, to a certain degree, yeah. Oh, yeah. Wait, what do you mean by enslave that hacker? Wait, you're gonna have to tell me that story, Rafe. But Quest, I know they're selling your data, but they don't restrict what you can do with it that much. But Nintendo, I could see that because there are things I do, like I make my own models and stuff a lot, and all this stuff, and I don't feel like Nintendo would let you do that stuff because there's just they'd be like, no, that's too much freedom, and you might put a dick on it or something. I don't know, and that hurts our family-friendly image. I'm not genuinely curious by enslave. Are you referring to like the Yuzu thing or like some kind of leak? Did they sue someone so much? Like, is enslave you just mean death slavery, or is there like some weird ass shit I didn't know about? Maybe I should just Google this. Nintendo enslave hacker.
Oh dear. That's...
Oh, did they respond?
No. Just you Googling fucking Nintendo enslaving hacker.
Nintendo hoping you've forgotten and enslaved that one Switch hacker by now. They enslaved a hack. So, what happened with Gary Bowser? Oh yes. Okay, it is the Gary Bowser case. Yes, okay. It's because they used the word enslaved. Okay. And Rafe just confirmed it was Gary Bowser. Funny enough, a second after I just put the pieces together. Do you know
Who's
that
Gary
story?
Bowser?
Yeah, it's pretty funny considering his name. He did some like I think he did like piracy for the Switch. So Nintendo sued him and somehow got I think it was either American or Japanese court to agree he owed them $14 million, which he could never afford to pay. They somehow agreed to base it on all the potential lost sales that his hacking allowed people to avoid buying.
Uh-huh.
And so he has to pay them once a month, like for the rest of his life, and he'll never, ever like pay that back because he can never make that much money.
Oh my god.
I guess people are calling it enslavement because it is basically
It is.
enslavement.
Definitely.
Yeah. And you know, Nintendo's a multi-billion-dollar company. They wiped their ass with $14 million. It's the most cyberpunk shit, really. This is why I don't like Nintendo, though. Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, no, I just never heard it referred to as enslavement before, but you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Uh, that is debt slavery, basically. That's why I don't like Nintendo, though. They pretend like they're the most cute and cuddly company, but they do, like, as much as I don't like Sony and I don't like Microsoft, and I'm not going to pretend they're good people. They're not. They're not good companies. Never ever think a company's good. But they can at least say they never trapped someone in debt slavery over video games. Maybe they did, and I just didn't hear about it. That's not to say they're good, though. They're all shitty. But what annoys me about Nintendo is that I know Sony's a shitty company, and they're evil in Cyberpunk. And I know Microsoft is a very fucking evil company. But Nintendo wants to pretend that it isn't. That's probably a better way of putting it. That pisses me off. Or maybe more so that everyone falls for it. Yeah, because you know what? All of them try to pretend they're not evil. But Nintendo fans will legit not acknowledge it. They'll legitimately look you in the eye and say Nintendo is their best friend.
That's...
Did you walk away?
That's concerning.
Oh, yeah, have you ever talked... Nintendo fans legit have trouble, and I don't mean all of them, I'm talking like the really, like, fanatical ones have trouble recognizing that Nintendo is just another evil corporation. Yeah, I think it's more that people that their fans refuse to recognize it that pisses me off. Because Microsoft has done evil shit. The more I think about it, just as evil as Nintendo, if not more. So I think it's, but everyone knows Microsoft is evil. No one's trying to convince me they aren't.
Mm-hmm.
Other than their marketing department, but you know that's to be expected.
That's their job.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. No, none of them. I don't think anyone should ever be like, well, this one corporation isn't currently doing an evil thing, so they're better than the other. Because like, all it takes is one CEO change. But even the same CEO just has a different mood that day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or that the current management was just being nice because they felt like they had to because they weren't doing that good in business. And the second they feel like the scales have changed, they'll be evil. Oh, it's about. I usually don't eat after 7, so I'm gonna go mute and have some of that homemade bread I made, and then I'll come back after I'm done eating.
I'm probably gonna end stream because I also need to eat something.
Yeah, because of the acid reflex, I try not to eat past 7.
I haven't ate anything like all day.
Jesus fucking Christ! Well, at least that's why you're skinny though, and I'm not.
I'm not skinny.
Yeah, one day I might show you my gut. Not that I would, but you'll see what I mean when I say that you're skinny. Also, why did all your gravel just fall on the other side of the screen there? What the fuck was that about?
What do you mean?
At the pink tree, a bunch of gravel just fell for no reason.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, it's probably because I'm 40 seconds behind.
Well, even then, I don't think gravel fell.
Yeah, let me... Oh, I can clip it. I can do that. 1 sec. But yeah, you should eat, though. Joking aside about waistlines, not eating is bad for your internal body.
I'm so confused about the gravel. Well, I have to cook.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
have non-cookable food right now.
Okay, I found it. So how do I clip? Okay. Well, do not make this public. Okay, now I gotta move this over a little. Huh. How do I?
Oh shit, I see it. Yeah, so apparently there was loose gravel in the ceiling, and when that tree spawned, it updated those blocks so they fell.
There we go. This is the clip. Yeah, I think. Wait, did I add that to my channel?
Probably.
Because well, I'm gonna make that an unlisted video real quick. It's probably a short. Oh no, it's on my shorts or my lives or my posts. Weird. How does this work? How do I delete it then?
I don't know that either. I don't know anything about
That's
how
weird.
the clips work on here.
All right. All right. Well, anyway, you're gonna let's end stream then.
Yeah.
All right. Well, see you, chat. Which I'm now legally required not to call the kitty litter.
Thank you. I don't think they appreciate being called a bathroom.
I mean, I just like being a brat, so I kind of so there's a part of me that thinks that's funny, but I get it. Do you have a sign-off phrase or?
Nope. I usually just leave. Why did the viewers go up when we're leaving? Oh my god.
I have no idea.
This is awkward.
Are we still on?
Yeah.
We could demo some possible phrases like remember your mortality
God.
or remember to eat regularly or never start a land war in Asia.
Wait, whoa. What the fuck are you talking about?
It's a reference to The Princess Bride. That's a movie you should watch one day.
Okay.
You fell for one of the class's mistakes. On top of something like you fell for one of the most classic blunders, not just starting a land war in Asia, but never go into a game with a Sicilian when death is on the line.
Oh, that guy! I've seen that clip a million times.
Oh yeah, it's a great movie. Great movie.
And then he like dies right after that.
Yeah, what happened is that they swapped the poison.
Yeah.
And so he thought he was safe, but really he put poison in both of the glasses because he had an immunity to the poison.
Ah.
So he thought like, obviously, like there's this whole sequence where he's like, overthought this. You know, I know exactly what you're doing, and he didn't realize he was immune to the poison, so he just poisoned everything. He didn't care
It's
because
always
it was a
best.
death game.
It's always best to poison both cups and drink second.
Mm. No, they had to drink at the same time, but it didn't matter. Like I said, he was immune to the poison. Yeah, it's a great movie. It has Andre the Giant in it in like his only acting role, and he does a great performance.
I don't know who that is.
Former wrestler, he was born with gigantism, and he was a massive guy, and he did a great performance as like the lovable like brute of the film. Oh wait, he did other movies. I didn't know that, but he did a great job in this one.
Nice.
Anyway, we're just gonna hit the button now because we're just gonna talk again if we don't do that. We've literally talked for hours, so yeah. Yeah. Yep. They just